Oh, hello.
And make it double.
Oh, you're very loud. Hold on. All right.
And make it double.
No, you don't need to fix anything. It's me. Don't fix anything. Go back. Guys, I don't know where Mars is.
Oh, shit. Don't we need her?
We do need her.
Well, that's not ideal.
It's definitely not ideal. And she's not even online like she's coming in. But hello, chat, and everybody else. Welcome, Mason. Hello, Neon Roses.
Damn.
I don't think I've seen you before. Lakitu, birthday cake. I think that's everybody. Pastry Puff, hello. The Mars is missing. And I don't know where
Guys.
she is.
Do any of you know where we put Mars?
Yeah, we lost her.
Sorry, Pastry.
What are we sorrying Pastry Puff about?
Me being
Oh
too
yeah,
loud.
Dylan's Make It Double was very loud in my ear too. Oh. She's on her phone on Discord. So, I don't know what's happening. She's alive though. I've seen movement.
Or the kidnapper
Welcome, Nora.
still has her phone.
Well, we'll see. The screen is very unbalanced. It does feel weird, doesn't it?
The screen's unbalanced because there's 2 of us on the right and 3 characters on the left.
You're right. It's very left heavy right now.
Well, hello anyway, Neon.
Ah, well, happy to have you in chat, Neon. Yeah, being active. Lurkers appreciated, but it is
Hello,
now you can
Mason and
get
Lakitu.
acknowledgement.
Hi, hello, hi.
Hello, Mars,
No.
the lost boy. All right.
Yes, I'm a little lost boy. I got
Lost
so
boy.
lost. I knew I should have taken that right turn at Albuquerque.
All right. But now that everybody's here, we can get Craig and make it everybody.
Now
Hello,
recording.
Craig.
We're all here. The
And
gang's
hello,
all
everybody. Hello,
All right.
hi.
With
Well-
the gang's all here. We got Chip.
here.
Use napkin
And was it Penny?
and Penny.
And Penny. In
So wait,
Penny
which
Nichols,
one
though.
is Chip, use napkin, and Penny? Who's who?
I'm Chip for sure.
Okay.
Oh.
Ori, who are you?
Oh, I'm in a tough spot because I'm forcing you to be the whichever one I don't pick.
I'll be use
So
napkin.
you're in an easy spot, and Mars
What?
is in the easiest spot.
No, but so I'm Penny. There we go.
Oh shit! Used napkin. How do you feel about that?
Mars chose it. She picked
Hey,
it.
take it away, Penny.
All right. Well, yes, we shall take it away as we are continuing our Turnabout tier list. Now, I should actually probably go back a second.
I like this Mia.
This is a nice Mia.
Well, I should go back a second. So this is not
I'm
an
pretty
actual
sure
tier
the
list.
majority of us smashed this mirror. Mirror?
I
I'd
did
smash
not,
that mirror. I don't care
but
how much.
yeah.
I don't care how much bad luck I get for smashing this mirror.
Oh my goodness. But yeah, each turnabout is scored on a scale of 1 to 5 in 5 categories. A 3 will be awarded if a category does not exist for a turnabout. Mainly that's a mechanics thing. There's mystery, story, villain, characters, and mechanics. We just have to finish game 3, Trials and Tribulations, and that's it.
Yes. And that shouldn't take too long. Ha 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 ha.
I think we'll be okay. And then if we do finish it, we will be continuing investigations.
Yes.
But I think let's hop right in it then. We won't be nearly as crunched for time because I was told that we don't need to rush now. And so we won't. So we have
Okay.
Turnabout Memories, the first case of Ace Attorney Trials and Tribulations. The mystery. Set 4 years in the past, we play a young Mia Fey defending the then art college student Phoenix Wright in the murder of chem major Doug Swallow. Phoenix and Doug got into a mild physical altercation while arguing about Dahlia before Phoenix turns to leave. After a large noise, Phoenix heads back to see Dahlia crying over the body of Doug Swallow and claiming that Phoenix killed him. It is later revealed that Dahlia was suspected in the poisoning of a defense attorney, but no evidence could be found to convict her. Running into Phoenix after the poisoning, Dahlia gives him a necklace, the poison container, for safekeeping. Being unable to get it back from Phoenix due to him being love-struck by her, she plans to poison him herself with his cold medicine instead resorts to frame him for Doug Swallow's death, who Doug was kind of warning him about being poisoned and that she was bad. Yes, Doug Swallow.
Yep.
Is there anything chat would like
He
to
sure
add
did.
to the mystery portion of this that I may have missed? We'll give it a little second.
I certainly can't think of anything. Chat.
Yeah, I know we have the gurus in chat, so
Yes,
we'll
do
just,
tell
Let's just give them a second.
if we've forgotten anything.
If there was any blanks. No? Dahlia has a vague threat when she's caught. I don't think that's a real mystery thing. But alright, let's do it this way then.
Well, it does kind of affect the story, I'd say.
That's a story
'Cause
thing,
it does
though, yeah.
it does set things up.
So the story. We learn that there is some past between Mia and Dahlia, as she specifically came back to defend Phoenix because of Dahlia's involvement in this case. She also has a connection to the attorney Dahlia poisoned, as Grossberg mentions him to be her boyfriend, which, to my remembrance, she never disputes, but never confirms.
Well, in fandom, we take that to mean confirmed.
Yes,
Very
it does
confirmed.
seem that we believe that they were dating at the time.
Grossberg wouldn't lie.
Grossberg, I think he just wouldn't get
Why would
it.
he? He's trustworthy.
The villain is Dahlia Hawthorne. The characters are young/sick Phoenix, young Winston Payne, and young Marvin Grossberg. The mechanics I have here, if we want to count them, playing as Mia. It's not really a mechanic, so we'll probably just give that a 3. I don't think there's any other mechanic that we had that was new in that case, so...
Not that
chat
I
can
recall.
correct me if I missed a mechanic. But let us start, Mars, with the mystery.
Yes. The mystery. Gotta be honest, I really love seeing this one from Mia's perspective. It was really cool to see where she started out. I know that's more of a story thing, so I'll try not to talk about that. I just realized. Let's talk solely about the mystery. This was a good one. I feel like all the pieces were laid out from beginning to end. We were able to follow it pretty cohesively, but there were still some twists and turns that we didn't expect, which kept it pretty engaging. It was definitely interesting seeing the point the case reached and kind of leading it to be, I guess, not unsolved, but it was kind of without conclusion at the end. So it was good setup as well.
No, that one was concluded. Dahlia went away
That
for
one-
that one. Yeah.
Dahlia did go away for that one. Okay.
Yeah. We got her in the
Okay,
end.
That's right. I'm thinking of the other one.
Mm-hmm. No, we got her in the
Whoopsies.
end. Phoenix tried, but failed, because he then had to go away, and then they were like, oh,
just
you know,
freaking
the
inhaling
cold
that
killer is
necklace.
poison. Well, because I don't think they got her for killing Doug Swallow. I think they got her for trying to poison
for
Phoenix.
almost killing Phoenix.
And then they're like, oh, the cold medicine is poisoned. And they're like, you have no proof of that. And they're like, fine, take some. And they're like, no. And Mia's like, well, fuck there, bitch. They won't take it. Obviously.
Hook, line, and sinker.
Yeah.
I'm giving this one the same number of years it's set in the past. I'm giving this 4-year ago case a 4.
All right, Dylan.
This is a case that kind of hurt me, and I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm a lawyer and because I was finding it a little hard to suspend
Definitely
my
because
disbelief.
he's a lawyer.
Probably, but like for like the majority of this case, Phoenix is like, "Oh no, did I push that guy and accidentally cause his death in a way that I wouldn't actually be held criminally responsible for because I wasn't being reckless to the point of it being manslaughter and I had no intent to kill? Oh geez, Rick, am I guilty of one of the
was
crimes?"
a very ill art student at the time. I don't think we can fault him too much.
Also,
My
while,
point is, like, there is no crime if Phoenix did what he thought he did, but he didn't even do that. So
Yeah,
imagine this
but that's
crime
a
or no
theme.
crime. Crime or no crime. I shove you. You happen to fall on a live wire that I had no reason to know about and didn't know about and died.
That patch of ground was electric for some reason, and I could not possibly
Spoilers.
visibly see it.
Spoilers, no crime. So I'm like, I'm trying to make myself care, and I actually couldn't. So I don't think this says anything about the actual mystery, so to speak. And I will say, I did like the poison angle. But my personal subjective enjoyment was a little lower. And so I'm going to give it a 2.
A 2?
Really? A 2?
Wow.
My personal subjective enjoyment was below average.
Wow.
Wow.
All right. I'm going to...
I wasn't ready for that.
I would give it a 2.8. But we can't round.
I'm going to give it a 3 for the mystery. It is just kind of shunted by the fact we don't get an investigation portion. We don't get an investigation portion, that's just how it is. But, that always makes it more difficult to sort of get that real mystery drive vibe going, really happening. I don't remember being too, like, one way or the other about, like, oh, we didn't get it, or, oh, we really had, like, aha moments. I don't remember too many. So I think a 3, I'm pretty happy with. Yes, Parry, he did.
Yes, Parry, he did only say 2.
All
the
right,
audacity.
Mars. The story.
I'm dying.
Okay.
Oh, no.
Oh, it's Parry. You had the cold killer.
Don't eat a necklace.
He's really dying over
idea.
there. What the hell? Did he drink water wrong? Like, he
What
muted
the
hell? And he was just hacking for the straight second after that.
Dylan, are you okay?
Did he die? Hold on.
Ori, you're the one who lives with him. Go check. I can't do anything. Okay. Feels inappropriate to talk about story when they're both AFK.
Both always here. We always have headphones on. He's
Ah,
living.
okay.
He just drank water
that's
like a dummy.
Oh, it
Slander.
happens. It's
Slander
been
and
rough.
libel. That's not what happened.
Oh, what happened then?
What did happen then?
Pastry explained what happened. Perry, he came into my house and he set me straight.
So do you change your answer?
I plead the 5th.
All right.
Smart move.
And there we have it, folks.
Okay, so story time. Again, I really freaking like what's set up in this story. I like that we're kind of given what the story is going to be throughout the whole game. Even if we don't really know it yet, there's still, like, you finish the segment with an idea of, oh, this is going to come back in a later case. Like, this is going to be what the finale is all about. So this sets that up really well. I love seeing how Mia and Phoenix met, seeing their history together. I like seeing Mia and Grossberg working together on the stand. Like, we got some really good jokes out of Grossberg with that one. Though that was
It's
mostly just
hemorrhoids!
ad-libbing on our
Characters.
part.
Isn't that
But-
character section? Excuse me, Maz.
I don't think it's the characters section because,
Oh, really?
like,
You don't think that the section of her interacting with Grossberg is the character section?
all right, just let me do my thing. I'm giving it a 5.
Wah!
It's a good story and it's a
Wow.
good setup.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
If I ever make a game, I have to have Mars rate it.
Well, now you can rate it.
It's your turn.
I'm thinking.
Ooh, contemplating. What will he rate it?
Man, I really want a petition for non-integers.
It's much too late.
But having been massively outvoted 2-1, I think this was at least at the average story. And while I might give it slightly more than average, I think a 3 is where I'll put it.
Really? I think
Each their own.
that I'm not at the 5 point. I don't think it's so perfect. I think a 4 is good. It's definitely better than your average story. It has to do a lot with, there's a lot of setup. There's a lot of, like, unanswered questions that are like, ooh, we're gonna learn more, right? We definitely get to know sort of it's nice to know Phoenix and Mia's past. You know, it's fun to see sort of how that all interacts. And yeah, the foreshadowing is really good in a lot of ways, especially for doing
That's
it
one
in
of the
such
reasons I gave it a 5.
especially for doing it in out of order. Right, this is the middle case of the Dahlia saga, and it doesn't feel weird, right, to see it in like middle, first, last, right?
Yeah.
So I do
'Cause I think
really like that
Another
they
game
did that
would
well.
have put Terry Falls case first.
Exactly,
That would
which
have
I
been our
think would have been a
tutorial.
bad tutorial. And I think that this made it good that way, where it's like, okay, good tutorial, and also, you know, good setup structure. So, and it gives, I'm pretty sure it gives, like, Phoenix in the hospital looking at the fucking laptop, like, right away. So, I think a 4 is good. It's not my end-all, be-all. You know, obviously it's more of a setup one. But I think a 4 is good. All right. Villain.
Ooh, Dahlia Saga. Very nice. Yeah, this really was the Dahlia Saga, the game, wasn't it? She is a effective villain. I think I do like her as a villain, but now this is the part where I have to keep myself in check, because I have to think of her as a villain in this case and not like everything we see in the Terry's Fall case and everything we see in Bridge to the Turnabout. And like I got to make sure I'm focusing on in this case. She was definitely conniving. She was definitely playing the long game. I'll go with a 4.
All right, Dylan.
I hate Dahlia. And not because she's like, oh, what an evil bitch. I just, listen, she never clicked for me. She, in my opinion, commits one of the worst sins of a bad guy. And it's just that they're kind of boring. And I understand, like, oh shit, they're like the bad girl. They're doing all this bad stuff. They got some bad poisoning shit going on. Yeah, that's true. But when they're on the screen, their personality,
Not very
I know
late,
it's
Nicole.
a character quite literally, is so demure and like, and not in an interesting way, just like I'm bored way. So when they're on the screen, I'm not really enjoying myself. That's what I want in a villain. I don't think. I can't remember who I put as a 1 for villain last time.
Would you like me to check?
Yeah, quickly check, please.
I am quickly checking. That was me. You might not have any 1s.
Haven't given out.
Because my gut reaction is to give her a 2, just in case she's not the literal worst, because she was actually a villain.
Okay, you gave Frank Saw It a 1.
She is better than Saw It. I'll give her a 2, but it's like barely a 2. Like she's rounded up to a 2.
Begrudgingly give it 2. Hiya,
Why
Nicole.
can't they both be 1s and one could just be a
They
less 1
can, but she's.
But is Dahlia really as bad as Frank saw
That's
it?
my point.
I'm
She's
just saying.
nowhere near as bad as Frank Saw It. At least he's funny, though. At least when he's on the stand, I enjoy him. I don't enjoy her. Fuck it. I'm giving her a 1.
Nah,
Well, I did make Frank Saw It frickin' unhinged.
Commit.
I'm giving her a 1.
All right. I have to agree with Dylan in the fact that she just didn't hit the mark. They set her up to be this very, like, plotting, very evil, very conniving, and I find that just 99% of her plans end up being, I'm cute, everybody loves me, and would fucking eat poison for me, and it's like, not really a good strategy.
I mean,
And
that's a lot of self-assurance in your
main-
own cuteness.
Yeah, but I didn't find that to be, like, a compelling thing, you know, just like if April May was the final boss, you know, of Turnabout Sisters, I wouldn't find her nearly as compelling, just because I find that everybody thinks I'm hot, everybody thinks I'm cute, so they would, like, die for me, is kind of, like, boring and not really interesting. And then it's like, why are you even planning anything at all? You know, I don't know. And all of her planned shit falls through, and it's her, like, being angry at the end.
Have you considered Soft Girl Uwu?
And? I think my
Keep it
and my biggest thing is and even just in this one, both of her plans of poison and then give it to Phoenix, to like hold just to get it off her person, backfired because he never gave it back, and then to poison him backfired in her killing Doug Swallow basically out of anger. And thus getting caught because of it. For all of her planning, her plans fall through. So I think she's just, and it's not in a fun way, right? It's in like a sad way. So I'm not gonna give her a 1, but I will give her a 2. I found her kind of bland.
I'm very surprised at you both.
All right. Characters.
Alrighty.
Good.
Young Sick Phoenix, young Winston Payne, and young Marvin Grossberg. Of course, young Mia as well. I don't think I missed anyone else.
I don't really have much to say about young Winston Payne. I mean, he was pretty much just kind of cocky, trying to put us
Way
in our
cockier.
place, and that's kind of the shtick we always get, so I didn't really find anything interesting there. Grossberg was fun. I liked having him around. That was fun. Ugh, is this a hot take? I don't know if this is a hot take. I both liked and didn't like young Sick Phoenix.
Vibe though.
It's so hard because there are times where I was like, okay, he's very endearing and I like seeing him a little
Exactly like too.
bumbling and stuff. But then there were other times where I'm just like, okay, you're being really annoying and please stop calling Dahlia your sweetheart. Like, you are blind. You're fucking blind and it's annoying me. So see, Phoenix is the one that makes this so hard for me. If it were just Payne and Grossberg, I could be like, yeah, this is a solid 3, but like, did sick young Phoenix annoy me more than I found him in? You know what? I'm still gonna go middle of the road 3.
All right.
We're not really good, not really bad. I didn't hate them, but Phoenix, please.
So
When you're in love, you're annoying.
I disagree with Mars. I actually think that young Winston Payne is quite different than regular Winston Payne.
Yeah.
Regular Winston Payne is a deflated, like, yeah, I'll just say it. Like, he's a deflated phallus, just like flopping, just kind of like plodding along. And this Winston Payne, I feel like he's walking around thinking he's got this like big swinging hairpiece, if you will, and he's like the whole point of this interaction with him is to like pop his bubble, or
hairpiece.
Wherever else you wanted to take that analogy, but
Nope.
I like it. He's cocky.
Jesus.
I'll pause for dramatic effect.
Jesus. You
also,
need Jesus. Dilbonk. Dilbonk.
But I will say, like, I enjoyed the fact that we got to take him down a peg. So
That was
for the
fun.
Winston Payne,
Yeah.
That was
for the Winston
enjoyable.
Payne aspect, because he was like a lot more combative, but still just as dumb. I definitely liked him.
Mm.
So points for him. Young Marvin Grossberg. Maybe it was the way I was playing him, but
It was
I
definitely
had a
the way you were
blast with
playing
him. I listen.
A lot of that
He's-
was attributed to Dylan.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Probably. So I just like Grossberg a lot, though. I enjoyed him having him as a mentor, but maybe I can't recall any of his actual dialogue, and I could only recall what I'm saying from him. But he seemed like a gregarious guy. So I'm gonna overall only take points off for the young sick Phoenix, who I disliked tremendously.
So it's 4 then?
That's the problem. It's a 3.5.
So it's a 4 then.
It doesn't feel good to give it a 4.
Then
'cause
give
I
it a
think
3.
And it's a
1.5.
3.
These are
No,
your
but I want a
options.
3.5.
Dylan, if I gave
wait,
point
hold on,
fives,
hold on.
you'd
Chill,
be,
chill,
I
chill,
want
chill,
point
chill,
two
chill.
five,
Wait,
I
chill.
want point
Remind me.
75.
Was there any other characters besides these guys and Dahlia?
No. And Mia, young Mia. Judge was
Who was
just
the judge?
Just Judge.
Regular judge?
I think it was regular Judge.
I think because he was like woo to Dahlia.
Yeah, I don't think it was.
Isn't
Other
there like
judge.
one more side character? Or we
No.
didn't really have anyone else?
This is it.
All right, we'll give it a 3.
This is
All
why we
right.
tried to do it all in one go, because now we have amnesia after last week.
Yeah, I do. All right. I'm gonna give it a 3. I think. Well, yeah. Grossberg was fun, but I think it's 99% Dylan. Winston Payne, I don't think is like amazing, hilarious, the best thing, like either way. So Doug Swallow doesn't count. I don't think this one had the judge's brother, no. We didn't meet him until the Luke Atme trial, which is the next one. So this one has regular judge. Young Sick Phoenix, basically, the part that I hate about Young Sick Phoenix is I don't like the, like, Cupid shot me with an arrow love-struck character trope. Like, it's annoying, right? He's annoying with it. And it was
too much.
It was funny to play for a little bit, and then I'm just done. And then it's a funny joke about how Phoenix just fucking ate glass, but I don't think that redeems it. So it's just average. It's just a 3. It's just an average.
In chat?
The mechanics will get a default 3 because there technically wasn't any new mechanics, so that is a good average. And
yeah, playing as Mia was fun, but it's a 3.
It technically doesn't do anything.
I'm gonna give the mechanics a 4 because while it is just the same, no, I actually am.
You just like staring at Mia.
Yes, that is a powerful mechanic where all of a sudden our objections slam the table tab. They're now hot AF.
I'm not counting this.
I'm giving it a 4, and you can't stop me.
It's not a real mechanic. It's a joke.
Oh no, it's a real mechanic.
No. Chat?
Yes?
Chat, do I skip this and give us all a 3?
No.
Or do I allow Dylan to have a 4? Is this a real mechanic,
we live in a democracy.
This is actually... I actually loved that. Every single time she objected, I was very, very enthused. Ori, you listed as a mechanic.
It was very fun to object as Mia.
All right.
Mechanics. Mars got a lot of speaking roles.
Mechanics, awooga.
Is yours still a 3 if you actually get to choose?
If I actually get to choose, we'll bump it up to a 4. I did really like playing as Mia.
I didn't find it anything crazy, so...
Yeah, you're biased.
It's one of those things where I feel it crosses over into story as well, just watching her beginnings. That's the problem. There's so much crossover. It's hard to talk about one thing in isolation.
Such is life.
Such is life.
All right. Next.
That doesn't mean I can't be frustrated by life.
The Stolen Turnabout with Godot. Ooh. The Mystery. We have... The priceless Karine sacred urn is stolen by notorious thief Mask Star Damask. Culprit Ron Delight turns himself into the police, claiming to be Mask Star Damask. After finding Ron not guilty of stealing the urn and convicting ace detective Luke Atme instead, Ron is arrested once more as the suspect in the murder of security company executive Kane Bullard. Which I only got the pun recently of. As both trials continue simultaneously, it is revealed that while Ron is indeed Mask Star Damask, he was paid and directed by Luke Atme, Kane's true murderer.
Alrighty.
The story. New prosecutor Godot is the one challenging Phoenix during these trials, and he seems to both know Phoenix and have it out for him. We also see character growth for Adrian Andrews. The villain is Luke Atme. The characters are Godot, Adrian Andrews, Ron Delight, Desiree Delight, Security Larry, and Judge, And Judge, of course, and, you know, the normals.
Judge,
And there are no mechanics for this one. I didn't think there was a single mechanic in this one. Correct me if I'm wrong. Not even a joke one. I had no idea.
Don't we use, like, a magnifying glass or something?
No.
Not separately from how we normally do.
Ah, right.
Alrighty.
Alright.
So it's mystery time, isn't
Kane Bullard, what pun? A bullard is those things, those tall poles that come out of the ground that when you hit them with their car, you like fucking crumple and it protects like the sidewalks or like storefronts or like banks and shit to prevent you from driving in an area. Those are called bullards. So it's a security feature. Ah. That's his pun name.
There you go.
So a Kane Bullard is a type of bullard.
I don't think that's the joke.
Oh. I think that's what I understood.
I mean, it could be. It could be the joke.
All right. Well, maybe it's not the joke.
Well, hold on. Maybe it is because they like bludgeoned the Bullard, so they caned Bullard.
Yeah, that's also true. All right,
Okay,
but
keep
Mars, mystery.
Okay. So there's kind of like two mysteries going on here at
Yeah.
once.
Oh, I
Kane.
forgot to mention though, we do basically know that Luke Atme is actually Kane Bullard's murderer, like right away, because his silhouette is literally just his silhouette, and it's fucking iconic.
Yeah, that was no secret.
Isn't that only from like the new edition though?
That's in the one we played though.
But that's what we played.
I know, but I don't know. Yeah.
I'm just
Yeah.
saying they could have made it harder to read, and they explicitly didn't. There's
It
new
is
art.
easier.
They didn't just somehow hire res pixel art. They had to make new art, you know?
This is the funny one. It's coming back to me because before you read the mystery synopsis, I could not remember the second part of this mystery at all. I remembered the urn being stolen. I remember there was some hoopty-loopty stuff going on with,
Yeah,
Luke
pastry
Atme
stuff.
is actually Mass Star Damask, or is it Ron Delight? And we were debating that. I literally remembered everything from the first half of this case. I forgot everything related to Kane Bullard. Like, all of that just completely slipped my mind. And even thinking about it, I'm like, wow, I barely remember that part at all. Gotta be honest, I'm not sure if that's a good mystery if I forgot half of it.
I don't. Hold on. Let's be careful
don't
with
know.
the amnesia.
Do I blame that on being non-memorable, or do I blame that on myself? No, I'm
didn't
trying to
remember
recall what I
a
felt
lot.
when playing through this, and I do remember enjoying the twists and turns with Luke Atme and Ron. Like, they're kind of who this mystery is focused on, and then finding the urn was interesting. It was a solid mystery, but was it better than average? I think I'm gonna give this one a 3. It was solid.
Oh, whoa, Nicole.
What?
Huh?
Oh, whoa, no.
Oh yes. So this one,
Alright.
I enjoyed how Godot played the first trial as mere fodder for the second one,
Mm.
and that was somewhat true to life. It made sense. I like that, and it did kind of raise the stakes for what was otherwise like, oh, this doesn't really seem to be like that high stakes. What? Blammo. So I liked that. I liked how Mass Star Damask, we didn't know if it was Rhonda, we didn't know if it was Luke, and so it was like a back and forth kind of thing. Maybe they were both Alfarias. And so ultimately, I'm gonna give it a 4.
Alright. Beautiful. This one, I think, was definitely fun, because the murder came much later. You know, the murder was a day 2 thing. And I think that was really fun to solve a theft, right? And then have us finding our client not guilty fucked him for the next part, right? Like, that was really a fun, like, oh shit, when you have that moment when us and Phoenix were like, oh shit, wait. Wait a second, hold on. Hold the phone. I wish I knew both of these, you know, happened at the same time and not one right after the other. And it kind of gives light to Ron and why he turned himself in, so that's very interesting as well. Yeah, I liked the, wait, it's 2 people, wait, is Ron actually good at his job? Is he just a fanboy? I think there's a lot of, like, figuring it out that you don't see in necessarily all the cases. So going up against an ace detective definitely made the mystery pretty high up. So I think I'm gonna give it a 4 as well. All right, Mars, the story.
The story. All right. First time seeing Godot, that was fun, but I feel like that falls more to character, so I can't talk about that. I feel like the biggest thing going on here was the continuation of, like, the Crane Urn bringing together the Fae sisters, or the family, because Pearl is technically a branch. She's not a Fae, I don't think.
She is a Fae, but she is the branch family.
Okay, so she's still Pearl Fae.
Yeah.
Okay, for some reason I
Her
thought it was
mother's
someone
Morgan
else.
Faye, and they don't take the father's last names. Otherwise, Mia and Maya wouldn't be
that's
Fays.
why.
So, you know, it's a
Okay,
maternal thing.
that's right. Yeah, I like the development those two got. I like that it continues to be a point of connection for them. The
That is
character
true.
growth for Adrian Andrews was very nice.
But Pastry Puff adds, Mars, this is the story I would put that there's the plot twist of Godot being a rookie, actually, after he's been built up so much by, like, Luke at Me and everything.
Yeah, that was pretty fun, too. I mean, we didn't really have that with Francisca because she was kind of built up. So yeah, that was different. I'm going to give this one a 3 as well. It's
All
very
right.
solid.
Hey Zilla, hey MP.
Dylan.
So, I'm Dylan.
You are Dylan.
You're next.
So, for story, and I actually can tell, Ori, you left a couple of characters off, but I will add them back on after we get to that.
Ooh,
So-
that's interesting. Like, yeah.
I did enjoy the Godot. I like him just in general. I was a little bit sad that Edgeworth was going away, but ultimately I'm okay with it. And I like Godot a bit more than I was expecting, even when he was so, like, we'll call it ambiguous and mysterious, that I didn't really understand him yet. So I enjoyed the story. My only question is it a 3.5 going up or down?
But did you feel passionate about the story?
I'm gonna give it a 4.
Four.
Oh, okay. Unexpected.
The rookie bit is really fun with Godot. It's funny because Luke at Me is the only one, if I remember correctly, building Godot up. So nobody else is like, oh, you don't know Godot? This crazy lawyer who's great and epic, and I'm gonna scare Phoenix
Have you
about
been
it.
living under a rock, Phoenix?
So that is pretty fun to see. And also to see how, like, Godot, like, treats Phoenix during the first trial, right? He's out for the throat, right? Like, he's out for the throat. He is, he's calling him trite. You know, we get all those Phoenix lines about being like, he knows me. You know, I don't know him, right? Like, what is this?
Story or character?
That to me is
Wow,
story.
Mars, why would you bring that up? Are you really gonna try to nitpick so hard?
That's story.
Oh, gee, okay.
I'm putting it as story personally, and the reason for that is because that's building up to the whole overarching story of the whole thing about why Godot is
really
Godot
splitting hairs.
and who Godot is.
Yes, that's what we do.
So I'm keeping it in story, and because of that, I think it is also a good setup for the rest of the thing. I'll give it a 4.
Very nice.
Mars, villain.
Look at Me was a very fun villain. Okay. Again, this is where I gotta separate our portrayal of him. from
No, you
canon.
don't. We never separate the portrayal. I put Von Karma up there solely for Dylan's fucking thing. Red, White is
Oh,
as
well,
high
in
as
that
he is
case, then
for
this is a
Dylan's
5.
thing. Yeah, there you go.
This is
No,
a 5.
Fuck, if it's not
Guys,
portrayal,
have you
then what are we
seen
doing
Ori
here?
Sexy at Me? 5. Nah, in
Wait,
all
hold
seriousness,
on.
Luke at Me was a very fun villain. I like how he kind of started out like our side. We thought he was helping, and then it's like, oh no shit, you're the one who did this, aren't ya? It was a good
That is
twist. It was
true.
solid.
So, if we're going based on my portrayal, I'm so egotistical. All the villains I've played are 5, so we have to go back.
No.
See, that's why I thought you
I-
made that a rule, Ori.
I never made it a rule!
It's not a hard rule, but you're allowed to.
I have specifically
to
based
keep
my
in-
enjoyment on the, like,
If I'm
it
being
involves
honest,
the portrayal.
I've been trying to base it more on, like, how it is objectively, but also, like, how much I enjoyed that. So, that's how I'm going to keep
I'm just
doing it.
saying, Von Karma and Red White are up there specifically because of their portrayal on top of it.
I love Luke Adamy. He's amazing. He's so good. Oh my god. Part of my portrayal, while I argue it's really good, it's so zany because he is that. He is so zany. He gives off just the vibe of just being a ridiculous boy, and it's so good. He's like literally a ace detective to our ace attorney. But he's like trying to pass himself off as like super good at like all these different things. I mean, he's literally like a master criminal. He dresses absolutely ridiculously and kind of rocks it. Like, I need more of Look at Me.
He's got the confidence to pull off the ridiculous outfit. Like, he's
That he
got
does.
He's so cool. And when I was like mispronouncing words to like zhuzh it up, again,
Yeah.
it could just be my particular rendition of him, but I just feel like he is so out there as a personality that it almost like makes you act silly.
It's infectious.
I can't imagine if one of you two were playing Look at Me, you wouldn't have also been just a silly guy.
Oh yeah, and that's why I don't
I
think
would have gone as Ham.
I don't.
I
Think,
didn't say as him. I just said being a silly guy.
I don't think that like
Five.
adding in
It's a
how he's
five.
portrayed hurts it because yeah, you are basing it off of the character themselves. You know, just zhuzhing it up a little bit, right? And the more zhuzh you get out of it, the more base you had, and that is why At Me is a 5. He's hilarious. He's funny. He fucking just goes off the wall like evil, crazy villain laugh, you know, multiple times. We get it multiple times, okay? He has a fucking catch word. Zavari! Beautiful. Fantastic.
He's
He's
doing
great.
everything a classic
He's so
villain
confident
should
in
do.
his abilities, and he's a little shit, but in a fun way. Yeah, 5 out of 5. Characters overall, in general.
So wait, we forgot the most important character, Pog Paint.
Yeah, Pog
Oh yeah,
Paint, also
Pog
there.
Paint. How could we forget Pog Paint? Alrighty. Honestly, good lineup of characters. We got our introduction to Godot, who's, you know, built up with them. We find out he's a rookie. We got reacquainted with Adrian Andrews, which was great. We got a continuation for her. Ron Delight, Desiree Delight were absolute delights. I really like that they're basically like male wife girl boss couple. Like that's just
They
hilarious
literally are.
to me. They actually are. Like don't even. It's just such a good dynamic. And the designs are on point. What's not to love there? Security Larry existed. I don't think he did anything super heinous, so I still liked him at
no,
this
no,
point.
no. Okay. While he wasn't
he
the
do
level that
anything
he is later, he did specifically leave his security guard post to go like hang out with his girlfriend. Also, he was
Oh,
hitting on
yeah.
Desiree, a woman he knew was married.
Okay, so Larry, yeah, we'll ignore him.
They shunted him right away in this game. They did not give him any room to breathe. They went
Ugh.
this
Justice
boy wasn't
for
in the last
Larry.
game.
What happened
He's
to my
a shit boy now.
misunderstood,
Yeah.
like dum dum?
Sad down on his luck, bro. No.
Ugh. How the mighty have fallen. Not even mighty, but he has fallen. Okay, so Security Larry is worse than I remember then. Oof. That's a big oof. And then Judge
Ooh.
he was fun.
He also heard Pearl's voice and on
Oh.
the phone and was into
yeah.
it. And now, yes, it was only the voice. Children sound like children, people. Like, Jesus fucking Christ.
Can I just pretend Larry doesn't exist anymore?
He's part of the cast.
You know what? It's still a roster of 5 beautiful ones and 1 dud. So I think that evens out. Let's go with a 4 for the cast.
Dylan.
I love Get At Me. I love how they interact. I feel like they both play each other up, and it's Godot, as gay as he is a really good straight guy for the gay guy of Look At Me and that comedy duo. If you're familiar with those terminologies, I love it. I need more Look At Me. I need it. And Godot
Look
is like
at me.
Godot is like a
To me.
perfect little plate to serve some Look At Me on.
This analogy
This is
got
an
away
image
from
that you should not be putting in my head, Dylan. Jesus. All I can think about is Has Been Hotel when he's like,
Godot and At
no. Okay, you know it Has Been Hotel when it's Alistair and Lucifer like in their singing battle, and Lucifer's like, why have the busboy now that you have the chef? And it's Godot holding the plate of Luke and me. That's all I can think about.
So, Rhonda, I enjoyed them. They were very fun. And I didn't believe that they were evil the whole time because they were such a soft boy, which honestly adds to it. Desiree. Oh, she's fine.
You
She loves her
didn't like the
husband.
outfit?
Me? I didn't say that.
You're rating the
just said she's
character. She's fine.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm
okay.
sorry. You didn't say she's fine. It's all about the
I mean,
inflection.
like, obviously she's cute, but she's not quite there for me. So call me a bunch of names in chat if you need.
Why is the Blue Badger music playing in the background?
I love it. I love it.
I'm having flashbacks.
Something about Desiree. I get that she loves Rhonda. I remember that there was one time, though, it was towards the end, where Rhonda basically admitted that they were a thief.
Yeah.
And Desiree's whole, like, a really big part of her character was, like, she's made it really clear. She fucking hates thieves really bad. I'm gonna fucking kick the shit out of
Lawbreakers.
them. Oh my god.
But she'll also
Yeah.
speed real hard.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Ultimately, when Ron admits that he was a thief, she thought it was based.
Mhm.
And I don't know.
It was all
felt
for
a
me?
felt a little silly, but I guess that's why they call her the Desiree. And then, you know, Larry's Larry. An unfortunate predicament in every cast he's in.
Just so downhill.
So,
those
I
fucking
think
memories
I-
like a two Jesus.
normally I didn't like Adrian Andrews. But this time, I think she was fine. Okay, so let's see. Godot, yay. Adrian Andrews, soft yay. Ron, yay. But Desiree, Larry, nay. I guess it averages out to a 3.
All right. I like how neither of you talked about Judge, eh? But
I talked about Judge, eh?
Dylan
I said he
did
was
it.
good.
All right,
I
Judge.
didn't, but I kept looking at Judge A and I had nothing to say.
Nothing to say about Judge A.
I definitely.
Not a single thing.
Godot was great. I'm sad he got misogynistic, but that was later. Adrian Andrews definitely had the glow up she deserved. Very nice. Ron, fantastic. Soft boy, he was great. He you know, it was fun. Because he was smart, right? In the end, right? He wasn't turning himself in because he was feeling guilty and he was like framing himself. He literally knew that like he was going to get framed for killing Kane Bullard, so he wanted to get a lighter crime first, right? Conviction. So I think that was really good. And yeah, Desiree, design cool, you know, general vibe, fine. But her character itself was kind of lacking, I feel like. We got to talk to her for a little bit. She does have that weird contradiction about thievery. And then she basically is just like, I broke into Luke Atmey's office and stole his bag. Here you go. It's kind of like, I don't know. Security Larry. Sad that we see the downfall of Larry so sudden, so soon, so terrible.
At least they ripped
It's so
off the
disappointing.
Band-Aid.
I have to say, I think that overall I had a lot of fun with the cast, and I'm gonna give it a 4 because of that and not a 3.
But how much of that is Luke at me?
A lot. And Godot. It's a Luke, Godot, Ron, you know, trifecta. They carry. You know, they carry.
Yeah.
All
Because
right.
it's like we're taking into account the villain in the character section too, which we're not like technically supposed to do.
We kind
then
of
I
sometimes
have-
do. Yeah.
I
It
know.
just happens.
I love Look At Me so much, I would give it a 4 for the same reason.
Okay, then give it a 4.
Alright, if we can do that, I'll give it a 4.
Yeah,
I
why
won't
not?
stop you.
This is our show. We can make whatever rules we want.
Yeah, we're not crazy. All right, mechanics. There
Yeah.
were no new mechanics. Okay, I don't think anybody
Fine.
has
Actually-
anything
Yay,
there.
nothing new. Same
No,
old, same old.
Ori.
This is
What?
an automatic 5.
What do you mean? Of course there were new mechanics.
What was the new mechanic?
We finally added in making the noises the characters make if their image comes on screen because of the power of Look At Me.
We actually didn't, because literally it never happened besides Luke at me, and it doesn't count.
That counts. That
No,
counts.
it's a 3 across the board. I will take no changes to that. Continuing on.
We should ask chat.
No.
We should ask them.
I didn't put a thing here. There's no
All right, fine,
mechanics
go
for
ahead.
this one.
Go ahead.
And
go
that's
ahead.
why it gets a 5. Just keeping what's not broken unbroken. It was beautiful. It was
All
perfect.
right.
5.
Recipe for Turnabout.
Hoof.
The mystery. Glenn Elg is found poisoned to death in a local French restaurant. Très bien.
Oh no. not
Waitress
this
Maggie Bird is
one.
found guilty after a poor showing by her lawyer, Phoenix
Phoenix
Wright.
Mm.
Later, hearing of this trial, he was supposed to be a part of actual Phoenix Wright, goes to clear Maggie Bird and find his impersonator. Owner of the loan company Tender Lender, Furio Tigre, had lent large sums of money to both Jean Armstrong, owner and chef of Très Bien, and Glenn Elg. When meeting with Elg to collect his money in the restaurant, Glenn wins the lottery and is killed by Furio to steal the prize money. With Armstrong and Viola's assistance, Armstrong via blackmail, they stage a fake murder to frame Maggie. Furio is in debt himself to Viola's grandfather after causing her to be gravely injured in an accident with his scooter. The story side of this, we get the Maggie Gumshoe, will they, won't they, fallen in love, Maggie's upset with Gumshoe. That's the
And
big
the weenie
story.
arc.
Yes, the weenie arc. This
Yes.
is the weenie arc. This is the weenie arc.
Goddamn weenies.
And that actually that makes sense. That's the love story that expands. The weenies.
Dylan Bonk. Alright. Villain, Furio Tigre. Characters are Viola, Waitress Maggie, Victor Kudo, Jean Armstrong, and Lisa Basil. And we also have mechanics. I have lost the Magatama. And
yet
that's
you still
important
have
to me.
virtually the same abilities.
No, you don't.
Like
You can't do
you
the
can't
Magatama until you
technically
get
do
it.
The
Can't
Magatama
do-
thing.
you can't
but,
lock-
your
And you have to
ability-
fucking find it. That's what I hated. You have to find it.
Oh, hold on. We'll,
Alright,
we'll save
All
your
in due
anger
time.
for
Let's
later.
work
Yeah,
through it
we will
methodically.
save it for
I will
later.
say, you are able to do your normal shit as if the Magatama wasn't a mechanic until you reclaim the Magatama.
Yeah. But it has now
I
been a
think-
mechanic, so.
The chef swipes it from our pockets.
Yes.
It was like in the magazine
Yeah,
rack or
he
something.
literally fucking No, it's in the kitchen, I'm pretty sure. Or he has it? I don't even remember. But he pickpocketed it
remember.
from us. That's specifically what happened. I don't remember where we
Yeah.
found it. I remember being frustrated.
We'll get to mechanic story. Hold your horses.
Everybody
Let's talk
keep
about
talking about it. I'm
mystery.
sorry,
Hold on.
okay?
Both of you need to be quiet. Nicole is spitting facts. Mechanic
Ah!
showing Mia in a waitress outfit
Okay.
to Mr. Kudo.
Yes.
That was also
Yes.
horrible.
Also a mechanic deal.
Ah,
Like-
yes. Nicole, you
Alright.
single-handedly massively bumped the mechanic score. I'll have you know.
Down
If-
or
just
up?
So, just so I
just
can
bumps. We'll
appreciate
talk about it when we get to mechanics, okay?
Mia in me. Keep going.
All right, Mars mystery.
Ugh. My biggest problem with this mystery is just the whole impersonator aspect. I know that's kind of the whole joke and that's kind of the whole point. He just came in screaming at everyone and they were too scared to really confront him about it. But I don't know. That one is just too cartoony for me, I guess. I don't know. I just can't wrap my head around that. And that's kind of a
Around what?
big problem with the start of the mystery.
Around
already
what,
I
Mars?
The imposter
Wrap
bit.
your head around what?
The imposter.
The imposter
Oh.
bit.
Got it.
Listen.
I don't like the imposter bit. I think it's really dumb. I don't like it. I mean, I've know we've shown Judge to not be the sharpest tack on the wall. And again, I know it's part of the joke. This is supposed to be the goofy throwaway case. But I should still kind of want to take it seriously. Yeah, no, Lakitu, that's it. It literally has the same vibe of Sonic being mistaken for Shadow or vice versa. Like, in what universe did you look at the person and say, yes, this is fine. This is the same person. I don't know. That's just such a huge point for me. It's
Yeah, the
really hard to
cardboard
move past. And the
badge.
cardboard badge. Oh, that tries. Even and when we learn later, I don't care if this was made canon during Rise from the Ashes, which was made after or not, there's canonically a number on the back of the fucking badge. So,
Well,
like,
you never
what
checked that
is
out. Hold on.
the
Hold on.
excuse?
You
I
can
don't
never
know.
like expect the badge, like the back of someone's badge IRL. That's not a thing.
No, you probably wouldn't, but it's just
Oh no,
so
you definitely wouldn't.
flimsy. It's just so flimsy, and like that's where it all begins. So for me, that's kind of a huge problem. Aside from that, I will try to look beyond. I do like the mystery of figuring out the trouble Glenn Elg was in, and also the trouble John Armstrong was in. That was kind of interesting. Um, Learning about like the debt involving Viola and everything was pretty interesting. I don't know. I still can't overlook the impersonator part. It's not terrible, but it's a 2.
What? Mars!
She can have it, Dylan. What is your argument?
She's allowed to have it. I'm allowed to be mad.
You
Okay,
can be as
listen.
mad as you want. You have been. Have I
I
stopped you?
am. Ori is saying stop.
No.
So kinda, not you, but her. Here's my argument. Just think about the development of this case for a moment. The Glen Elg angle, we really have like no idea what's going on. And we have like a number of different investigations. We go from not only the park, not only gay restaurant, but to like RoboCorp, and it's varied enough and interesting enough, and like we're even like so far like looking at the little advertisement napkins or like behind the little brochures to find shit. I think the mystery aspect was awesome. The only part that is holding it back is my furious, no pun intended, hatred of Trey Bien. I can't withstand anything about it. And so I hate everything about it so much that whenever we were investigating it, there was like a really big, wiggly, thrusty part of it that just kept taking me out of it.
That sounds like a character thing, Dylan.
No. If we were investigating the mystery and this wiggly boy hurt that investigation for me, I'm going to give it a 4.
I hate that wording so much. This wiggly boy. It's so terrible. RoboCorp wasn't important enough to be interesting. It definitely felt kind of one-offy. Mystery-wise, I really liked that it turned out that it was all staged. Right?
Me too.
I really liked that, like, we're trying to figure out this mystery, we're trying to go off this witness, and we're kind of painting him as being kind of crazy and forgetful and old, and then it comes out, no, he fucking did see what he saw. He just saw a fake murder, right? And it's like, oh, that's pretty neat. And then to sort of put the pieces together that, you know, obviously this would have had to have the help of Jean Armstrong and Viola in order to make it work, and how everybody's connected. I thought that was really fun. We had the most amount of kind of, you know, they're not all villains obviously, but like antagonists, right? The biggest group of people working together in all of Ace Attorney, and I think they pulled it off well. Yeah, I think it's above average because of that, and I'll give it a 4.
Well, interesting.
All right, Mars. It's the
I'm
story.
glad you guys were able to get past the setup. So story-wise, Gumshoe and Maggie are cute. It's not the highest of stakes, but it's engaging.
It's Maggie's freedom and life because she'd be put to death, and its appeal.
Okay,
I don't know if that's the story, though,
but
Dylan.
that's not
Wait.
the story.
You just said it's not the highest of stakes. I think Maggie's life is literally on the line
more
here.
so like the love story overall. Like
love story,
how their
sure.
relationship will pan out. That's kind of
But
more what I'm focusing on here.
The fact that her life is at risk, I think, should factor into the story aspect too.
I suppose. But even still, it's not something I have super strong feelings about.
Yeah, we do hate Maggie here. Keep going.
Well, I don't think we hate Maggie. It's just like, I don't know. She's a good side character.
I'm sorry. Zilla does add, we do get we do get the first bit of Godot not being able to see red on white specifically.
Because of the ketchup, that's right.
The ketchup on the white apron, yes.
Okay, so that bumps the story up to a 5. It was fantastic foreshadowing. Foreshadowing gets a 5 automatically. It's... I love that they still managed to work in little bits here and there that prepare you for later cases. Like, that's really good. I think story-wise, I was honestly more invested in Viola's backstory, like finding out how she got injured and the debt and everything. Like, that was a little bit more interesting. It's overall solid. I don't hate it. I don't love it. It's 3.
All right.
I know I sound indecisive as hell, but I really didn't feel that passionate about it.
Obviously, I hate Trapian, and that is part of the story. But putting that aside for a second, I was okay with the Viola and Furio parts of the story. I was okay with our investigations regarding Victor Kudo as well, and interacting and learning what's happening. And I feel like it wasn't terrible, it wasn't exemplary. A 3 is fitting.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep on the same bandwagon here. I think 3. It wasn't bad, it wasn't amazing, you know? It just was.
This to me felt like the most throwaway case of throwaway cases.
Yeah.
Aside from the one thing with Godot.
Exactly. And I 100% agree. It was just kind of there. And it wasn't bad, you know? It stands alone fine. But it definitely wasn't like, ooh, lore.
It definitely stands alone fine. I feel like just in comparison to all the other cases surrounding it, it pales in comparison.
Exactly.
But I'm very curious to see if the individual scores reflect that. I know I haven't been kind to it. And if we're going into villain, I will continue to
We
not be
are,
kind.
yes, villain.
Yeah, I didn't like Furio Tigre. I see what they're trying to do. I really do, because they're trying to give us a villain that's a bit more bombastic, a bit more of a meathead, because we have had a lot of conniving villains, a lot of plotting villains. We've had Von Karmas, we've had Gantz, we've had Red Whites, where it was both bombastic, but also like, there's a brain in his head. I didn't get that with Furio Tigre, and I don't think I was meant to, but... I didn't like it. It was too much of a meathead portrayal, I guess. And like, I like the idea that he's going in to impersonate Phoenix to get himself like out of the red. That's a good idea. But I think the problem I have with that is if a villain is going to go that far to impersonate someone, why aren't they committing to the bit? Like, have him be as close to a portrayal of Phoenix as you can. Instead of just, I'm gonna put on a Phoenix cosplay and roar at everyone until they leave me alone. Like, that's not smart. That's not engaging. That's not clever. It also,
and also
really
I just
pissed me
innately
off.
look like Phoenix.
Yeah, except orange.
Yeah.
You know, you took a dip in the orange juice for some reason. I don't know. He just drove me crazy. And talking to him also pissed me off because every time we tried, he just like roared at us. It was fun to catch him in his lies. That was satisfying mostly because I hated him and wanted to see him take it down a peg. 1 or 2. I'm torn.
Oh, shit.
I'm going 1. I didn't like him.
Oh, shit.
Oh, snap.
I think this might be my first one I'm dealing out. I did not like him. I
All right,
really
Dylan.
didn't.
So I kept waiting for him to have like a standout moment, and he never did. And part of the problem is like he's not that funny. He gets mad pretty quick, but he's like not particularly comedic about it, at least not in the game. And I don't think he was inspiring me to do like as silly a performance as I would normally do.
Mm-hmm.
But also he's not that scary either. I feel like Gant has like a special air about him. And there are like those moments when Gant like just kind of stops and stares at you where sometimes it hits. You're like, oh no. But I never felt that way with Furio. He never really seemed like a threat. What's the term? A paper tiger. Quite
Ah,
literally, in his case.
yeah.
So there's that, but I will say he doesn't commit the cardinal sin of being like way too boring. So I wouldn't give him a 1. I think a 2.5, rounding down to a 2. So a 2.4.
I do have to say, I really hope in a future game they try to go for the imposter angle again, but this time it's like, it's actually impossible to tell who's the real one and who's the imposter.
Yeah, I'm
Like,
gonna.
commit to the bit. Come on.
I never had any delusions that Ace Attorney was set in our reality, right? It has a lot of goofy shit, a lot of sort of stuff that's like, would that really work in real life? But
For
this
sure.
just pushed it to the point of like absurdity, and it made everybody in the court, the imposter part, it made everybody in the court look like an absolute idiot. If the judge didn't get it, could have been funny. But the fact that like also
Maggie.
Winston Payne and Maggie fangirl of Phoenix Wright also got it wrong
Stood
was
next
kind of
to
like
us in game 2.
yeah, was
Well,
kind
to
of
be
like
fair, in the
ugh.
first game, you're like, where am I? Who are you? What are we doing?
Yeah, but I
So
look
maybe
like
your
me.
amnesia,
I look
she's-
exactly like me though. But
I guess.
I think that, yeah, someone said it in chat. I wish he was a better actor. Yeah, and I 100% agree.
Yeah.
Because then it would have been fine if he's kind of meat-headed, if he could pull off being another person
If he did
better,
like
right?
a wicked impression. Okay, you know what they should have done? Who's the character I'm thinking of? There's a character in an anime that follows people around and like mimics
It's the
them to
guy
the
in Food
best of
Wars.
his
I
ability.
don't remember his name.
That's it.
He's really creepy.
That was it. The guy in Food Wars who literally like trails this guy for days.
He literally trails his
to
opponent
copy
in
his
order to
cooking
copy
techniques.
exactly.
I want that. Give me commitment.
Or
Yeah.
like in the previous arc, it'd be funny if we see him in like a lot of scenes because he's just like watching you and like learning. How to
Yeah, just
would
something,
be
right?
great.
Something.
that would have
So-
been fun. Because
Yeah.
who the fuck is this guy?
Yeah, exactly.
And
And he
like, at
doesn't
the end,
look
he's
like
like,
me
"Hey,
yet,
where
right?
do
He
you-
doesn't look like
Where do you get your
Furio
suits?
yet.
Where do you get your hair gel, Phoenix?
Yeah,
I'm a big
exactly.
fan.
Could have been fun.
It's so
Could have been
good.
fun. So I feel like Furio specifically had disappointingly squandered potential, and thus I'll give him a 2. He wasn't a horrific, terrible thing, but he's sad. He's disappointing.
Oh, for sure.
He was too sad for me.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
All right, characters.
Okay. Characters. Oh boy, there were a lot of them in this case. I'm just realizing how many.
Gene.
Viola. Jean Armstrong. Viola, pretty fun. I like her involvement in the story.
I like.
I don't know why I chose to give her deadpan raven voice, but hopefully it worked. I do like how she kind of laughed at, morbid things. It gave her a little bit of a personality. Waitress Maggie, it's Maggie with a different set of clothing. I don't think we really got anything too new there because she was the defendant again, like she was being accused again, so she's the new Maya. She really did become the new Maya for a second. Victor Kudo, definitely, I'm trying to remember. His big gimmick was basically like ranting about the youth of the day and also being a perv. Not as bad as Dr. Hottie and Sal. I still have to question why Ace Attorney feels the need to
also-
meet their perv quota every game, but
I agree with you, but he also, one part about him, he was able to see the whole crime and he was correct in what he saw, but he just didn't
Yeah.
understand the like giga dupe part of it.
and I did really like that because like it makes for an interesting witness, which added to the mystery a little bit. So I did appreciate that. I like that they took that in a different direction. Jean, what can I say about John Armstrong? Or Jean Armstrong.
Jean
Jean-
Armstrong.
Jean
I hate the
Armstrong.
French language. Stop.
Jean Armstrong. Ah. Animations aside,
How?
I'm trying to think of his actual character and personality.
That's true,
Because if
Lakitu.
I'm remembering correctly,
Not very cohesive.
he wasn't conniving. I think he was just in a really bad spot because he was in debt and he was just trying to keep his head above water. I do remember feeling sympathy for him during the story, so there was that. Lisa Basil, gotta be honest, if I were playing this game by myself, if it wasn't for Ori's portrayal, I never would remember anything about her.
Oh, I'm honored if I'm being honest. Then damn.
No, if you didn't give her like the computerized robot voice, I would not remember anything about her because she really wasn't all that memorable for me. And the whole what was it? I think the name was earlier in chat, like RoboCore, Robo Inc.
Yeah, whatever.
The name
Robo
of the
Inc. something. Yeah.
company. Like that definitely seemed like, oh, this is a location created specifically for this case, and we're never going to see it or her ever again. So, yeah, I definitely don't have any strong feelings about Lisa Basil. She was there. We picked her psyche locks, and that was kind of the end of it. Oh my, what a big cast of characters, but ultimately, I'm not. It definitely doesn't amount to above average, so I think I just gotta go average here. We're going with a 3.
All right, Dylan.
So, I liked Victor Kudo, actually. I liked him quite a bit.
Not your voice,
not
though.
just
Your voice didn't like him.
My voice struggled, but he was fun to play. But more like, first things first, the fact that he liked to ogle waitresses, but Maya was too young for him, but Mia was a wooga.
Honestly, based.
Based.
He had more
Based AF.
standards
This
than
is
damn
Alan Hottie.
Victor Kudo in this household. Thank
This
you.
is
Could
the
have been
most
worse.
based Ace
Thank you.
Attorney creep in the entire trilogy. Jesus
And this
Christ.
is why we're at a 3
Oh.
instead of a 2.
This guy's got a code to his perving. We
Every
can
game
respect that.
had a creep, and this is the most based creep.
We need principled creeps in our
Yeah,
Ace Attorney.
give me
okay?
principled creeps.
Christ.
Moral
Especially-
compass creeps.
Dude, after that teenage angel line,
Yeah.
I
Oh
just,
god, yeah.
That comes
Oh,
after
We're
this.
searching for
though.
any kind
No,
of
that
relief.
comes after this. This Turnabout came before
No,
Teen
no,
Angel.
Don't make it bad. It's because she was too young, please. But Victor
It was
Kudo
because she was
also
young.
funny,
No, he
though.
specifically like implied that she was too young.
Speaker. I
If
reclaim
not
my
even
time.
say it. I'm pretty sure he even like said it.
Speaker. Speaker. I
Sorry.
reclaim my time.
I'm sorry.
But no, I like the aspect where Victor was old enough that we didn't believe him, but he actually was able to see the entire thing, and it was just as he saw it. So I like that. It was a fun little angle. It's kind of like, let's say the old bag, where they're like old and like ditzy, but it's not like they're like, oh, you whippersnapper. It's like, why doesn't anyone believe me? I enjoyed that. Maggie, kind of the same, blank slate, endearing, but not much there. Viola, there was a bit of a mystery to her because it kind of seemed like she was the bad guy.
Yeah.
She wasn't. Ultimately, she wasn't.
That
But
would've been
I
fun,
liked
though.
that we didn't know, and I liked how it was ambiguous to whether or not she was poisoning people. Like it kind of was ambiguous enough that I was enjoying her.
Bring her back in the
Victor-
future as a true villain.
That would be interesting. We just talked about Victor. Lisa Basil, she was attractive. I think we can all agree. And besides that, she didn't really do or say anything. And while
I only
Ori
have
was
3
voicing them,
programmed line responses.
their whole existence was just to be like, haha, yes, Glenn Elg was Computer Man, and he did
He
this.
was computer boy. We
I don't
are
really count
in
that.
the
Lisa Basil was
computer world.
exposition.
Computer boys, not computer
That-
girls.
Yes.
Girls.
I swear there was. Oh yeah, and didn't we interact with the mob boss, or was he already dead?
He was he was not dead. We
He
just never
wasn't
talked
there.
with him. He was a
Okay, got
person that we knew existed to push the story part, like the
Understood.
mystery. But yeah,
Okay. So that's all the characters in this turnabout. There was no one else I didn't mention. So based on that cast of characters, we had Viola, Waitress Maggie, Victor, and Lisa. I mean, yeah, it was a fun time.
Was it an above average time?
Well, you guys didn't seem to catch the thing.
I'm specifically not bringing it up. Yeah. If you want to skip him, that's on you.
I can't skip him. It's like a doctor performing a physical, and it's like, let's just skip the stab wound, and you have a clean bill of health, sir.
Yeah.
No.
That's how it works, obviously.
Fucking hate Gene.
Jean.
Yes,
Jean.
Because
Jean.
he's the pants.
Oh, Jean Armstrong. Oh.
He can't be your pants.
I hate this.
He's actually
man.
integral to the case.
And I hate him because he is important and I can't so easily ignore him. I do think that he is a gay caricature. I do think it's ridiculously cringe. Zilla, he might be silly, but I implore you to introspect about what is the haha funny part about him. I think I hate this man, and he's not funny enough to overcome his problematic tendencies. If he was at least humorous, then I would let that slide. I don't think he's earned that. I don't like him. I think he's bad.
I do wish they made him a little funnier and a little less of a caricature. I know Ace Attorney goes ham with their designs and portrayals, but
We do not claim him. Thank you, Mason.
that was like, oh boy, you feel the 2000s with that one.
Okay, yeah. Yes! Okay. Ultimately, he does take up a number of points for me. Besides the problematic aspects of this case aside, I just don't like him. I don't like him at all. And I guess maybe it's hard to put the problematic aspects aside. So, for the character aspect of this, I actually think it does take a few points down. I'm going to give it a 2.
A 2.
Ooh, it was a below average time.
I think it was below average.
I'm definitely in the boat. Yeah, someone mentioned before in chat about how it didn't feel like a cohesive cast, and I agree. I wish that with a name like Recipe for Turnabout, that we
was
pushed
all over the damn place.
that we pushed being more in the restaurant, right? Like, I wish that we had
other chefs, a waiter.
It would have been okay.
To
literally, so much better. You make everybody but Furio Tigre like somebody in the restaurant, right? You make Viola another waitress. You make Glenn Elg like a sous chef, or the Matridi or whatever. Like you put them all in there, right? Kudos the patron, still. And then Furio has his claws all in them, but they don't know, right? Like that, it just would have pushed it better. They did it great with Turnabout Big Top. Everybody was a circus guy. It was and I understand that you can't you can't keep it 100% in the restaurant, but I wish it was so much more restaurant than we got. And it was really disappointing then that it wasn't mainly restaurant, and I was very sad about that. Now, I had a fun time being the voice of Jean Armstrong, in the sense of that I am impressed personally at how well it came out for what I was given, because I did not think I would have been able to pull even the goofy bad French accent off well enough. But I'm very happy with it. I don't find his design, like his physical viewing of him, to be bad, but I do agree that sadly his portrayal is very 2000s, very they have the weird kind of language about him. Is he a woman? Is he a man? And they kind of joke about that, and then he's always the flirty stuff and the smell thing. That just brought back memories of this other fairy tale. It's all very weird, tropes that are just combined to this character that makes it kind of disappointing. I think he could have been a funny eccentric chef without that, and that's what's disappointing. I think overall, Kudo was funny. He had the seed throwing. Yeah, Basil was very boring. Maggie was just Maggie, and you know what? I wasn't particularly endeared to Viola either. Again, I feel like it's that love-struck character. I would do anything for Furio. And it's like,
Also, wasn't there another age gap that hurt us?
No, this one was not nearly as bad. She was like 26 or something. It was okay.
Oh, okay.
She looked a lot younger, which is kind of, but on paper,
she looked ridiculously
on
young. I
paper,
didn't
she
like
was
that.
old enough, significantly. So I'm ignoring that. But yeah, Zilla, I want to like him, but the overall, like, it could have been good, but it was definitely very, like, of the times, cringe
Holy
now sort of thing.
stereotypes, Batman.
Yeah. So I will say I'm gonna have to give it a 2, that it is below average, because the average is so good in Ace Attorney, right? Like, the average is so good that I think this has to be below average for it. I didn't hate it. I didn't despise, I didn't hate being here, but it definitely wasn't like, yay.
I'm so surprised you guys went lower than me.
All right. Lastly, Mars, we have the mechanics.
You overrate everything. What are you talking about?
She put villain was 1, so,
No, this is like an exception to the rule.
Okay. Well,
I
mechanics.
gave characters a 3, didn't I?
Yeah.
I just mean in general.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Mechanics, we have losing the Magatama, and we also have having Mia to get Kudo
Having
to open up.
Present Maya
Having
to
to
Kudo.
present Maya to, yeah. But as Mia specifically in the end.
Oh, right.
And just a fun fact, guys.
Mia Maya.
This is apparently one of 2 times in the whole series that Mia has fully clothed chest.
What's the other time? Oh, when she's
The other
her
time is the
normal self?
flashback when she's a child breaking the Ami vase.
Oh my god.
Those are the only 2 times in the series
So
where
far.
her cleavage is covered.
Her young design hasn't.
I do not. The super young one, yes.
But the one where we play in court.
No, I don't think that's covered. In fact,
gonna
I
check.
can tell you. I can tell you.
But
it's
Mars, mechanics.
Uh,
You're right, it's
okay.
not.
So
Oh, I know. I've been staring at that all night.
not.
Magatama
Jesus.
just kind of slowed us down, and I get that was the point, but it was not a fun point. I did not like having to find the Magatama. If I'm remembering correctly, I'm pretty sure we got kind of stuck on that part.
did.
We had no idea where to look for it, and we were
Hated it.
going back and forth for way too freaking long. I don't know if it was supposed to be obvious where it was,
No,
but it
if I remember correctly what happened, and chat can correct me if I'm wrong, while they bring up that we lost the Magatama, we can't find it until we do something completely unrelated.
Yeah,
we have
so
to
now we're
progress
back
the
to
story
vent shit.
in a
That
different
was
way
not fun.
to then get to the point where we can get the Magatama back, and even though they specifically point out that we lost the Magatama.
I think we had to have
Hello,
Maya
Kenzie.
back with us after
Yeah,
losing the Magatama.
maybe. Now
Because she
she's
was
working as a
with
waitress.
John for a time.
Yeah, something
And then
like
we
that.
need to get her back, and then we're allowed to find the Magatama. Because she's like, oh, I can show you around the kitchen. Da da da.
Yeah, it's
It's
something
like-
like that.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, to move on, exactly.
Yeah, but that's not what we were ready for. We were ready to turn over every corner until we found it. We didn't realize that's what the game wanted us to do. Even knowing that though, I don't know if that helps that, because let's think of this from a replay value. Now you got to go through this part of the game where it's just like, okay, well, now I got to speed through this part in order to get the Magatama again, and it's just, I don't know. It's just a pit stop along the way, and not a very exciting or fun one, because no one likes their powers taken away in a game. It's not fun.
Don't play Metroid, Jesus Christ. That game literally every
I have
single
played
time-
Metroid.
I think that you know.
And Mars hated it.
I understand why they do it. At least from there, it makes sense. You start off knowing what you could have, and now you're spending the whole game getting it back. That's not how Ace Attorney works.
What?
This mechanic, it kind of played a story role, I suppose. Ugh. Will I be harsh and give it a 1, or will I be gracious and give it a 2? It's certainly not a 3. Ori, which mechanic have I given a 1? I need a comparison.
The Luminol?
2, 3 is Big Top pressing twice the same
That
testimony.
I gave that a 1?
Yeah, we gave that a 1.
Okay. Did I give anything else a 1?
I think that looks to be it.
Is Lost Magatama as bad as pressing twice?
No fucking way.
Well, it's born from the same mechanic. We don't know what to do until we do it. Yeah, fuck it. It gets a 1.
Oh,
Wow.
We ball. Bad
Yeah, we
mechanic.
Ball. I'm gonna give this one a 2. I didn't like that we lost it, but honestly, I don't think it was so bad. Like, we just kind of go back to the way it was before it was a thing. And
Have too many flashbacks to Turnabout Samurai where we just got lost so long.
honestly, getting lost is just like a thing. I don't blame the Magatama for that necessarily. So ultimately, I just give it a 2. A little bit of an inconvenience, but whatever.
I'm giving it a 2 because nothing can hit my ire for the fucking pressing twice on the exact same testimony. Nothing will be so horrible, but it is really low for the fact that they pointed out really hard and they make it like, oh, this is the next step, and then it's not. Right? I feel like they could have literally just made us not waste time focusing on it if they literally just did it like a, well, you know, I need to keep going, or like time's running out anyway. You know, like, I don't know. Just something where it was like obvious that I didn't have to focus on it and get it back right away when it came up. And
Yeah.
that's kind of, it's okay. All right.
Well, I committed. I decided to be harsh.
Yeah, such is life.
Such is
All
life
right.
indeed.
Moving on,
Sorry,
we
Lost
have
Magatama.
Turnabout Beginnings.
Yes.
Oh, do it, Lakitu. Do it. I want to see it. All right. We have the mystery. We play as young Mia once more, now in her first trial ever. Terry Falls, a convicted criminal and jail escapee, is charged in the murder of Valerie Hawthorne, Dahlia's older sister. His original convicted crime was for the theft of a pricey gem and the murder of Dahlia Hawthorne. Dahlia testifies against Terry under a pseudonym before being revealed as her true self. While Dahlia is the true murderer of Valerie, who was threatening to reveal their previous involvement in the theft and faking of Dahlia's death, she was not convicted as enamored Terry cuts the trial short by poisoning himself, leaving Mia without any concrete proof of Dahlia's involvement. Oh, I had to actually cough there. Okay. Story. This precedes Turnabout Memories and explains Dahlia's and Mia's history. The villain is Dahlia Hawthorne / Terry Falls, ? The characters are Bratworth, Diego Armando, and of course young Mia. This is Judge A, and, Dahlia, everything. And then the mechanics again is playing as Mia. I don't know if that's new now, though.
It's not new, and we didn't have any investigation segments, so I guess lack of investigation.
So this
segments.
mechanic technically shouldn't count. Is this where Diego is revealed as Godot?
I feel like that was revealed later. Well,
I mean, I'll trust Pastry Puff.
I think it's said in person.
Oh,
later, but
young
I feel like if you
Gumshoe.
look at Diego and you're like, if you have a brain, you're like, oh yeah,
That is
these are the same
true.
people.
That is true.
Oh yeah, young Gumshoe.
Young Gumshoe.
Young Shoe.
Young Shoe.
Well, we have Bratworth. We could have Young Shoe.
Yeah, no, I love Young Shoe.
Young Gum.
No, Young Shoe. It's Young Shoe and
All right, Young
Bratworth.
Shoe.
All right. Mars, the mystery.
Okay. I really enjoyed this mystery. I think this is a great case of the audience having more information than the characters at this point in the game. Really works to the game's advantage because we know Dahlia is lying through her teeth. Like, I still remember how I felt where she gave her her alias, and I was like, bitch, excuse me? We know that's not who you are. And it just really heightens the whole, okay, we have to catch them in this lie. How are we going to do it? How
No,
are we going to...
Nicole! No!
Nicole Bonk!
No! Nicole Bonk! Chat Bonk!
This is a Nicole Bonk!
It's young
Bonk
Shu.
Bonk!
It's Young
It's Young
Shu.
Shu. Because
It's definitely
even-
Young Shu.
How young was he in that?
Like 20.
I think he was 21.
Something. Yeah.
Okay, good, because he certainly wasn't small dick at that time.
God damn it.
That is true.
Could have been Young Dick.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Bitch!
No, I think that's literally what I said.
One of us did, yeah, definitely.
I think it was definitely me because I was like, huh? Nah, this really worked to the mystery's advantage. I also really liked using... Ironically, I really liked using the map to figure out certain things, like the vantage point of the cars, where the camera was going to be. Guys, see how many details I remember about this case now? Like,
Damn.
I enjoyed this one. I thought the mystery
You're
was super
wilding
fun.
at this point.
She really
Liking
is.
the map?
Yeah.
No, I really did like it. It added to it. That was well, that's more of a mechanic, I guess. But I liked being able to figure that stuff out. It all flowed from one piece of evidence to another. And I never felt like we were... Maybe I'm misremembering, but to my recollection, I don't recall feeling like there was a point where we're like, okay, we know we need to get to point C. How are we going to get from point B to there? Like, we're stuck here. What evidence do we show to get here? I don't think we had any moments like that. So this one was really good. I gave the mystery in the first trial of this case a 5, didn't I?
The first trial of this game?
Yeah.
No, you didn't. You gave it a 4.
Oh, okay. Well, you know,
Hold on, wait. Am I looking at the wrong one? No, you still gave it a... Hold on, wait. I'm blanking. I'm reading things wrong.
Ah,
No,
yes,
you still gave it a
blue,
4.
white
It's
scarf.
still a 4. The mystery is still a 4.
Well, Nicole, I don't remember being bothered by blue-white scarf.
I also remember it being
'Cause it-
explained that
it was
she didn't
explained,
have
and
a
it was
blue, a white
elaborated
scarf,
on.
right? Yeah.
And, like, that ends up being one of the points that undoes the tapestry of lies, if you will. I'm giving this one...
Ooh, that's true, Pastry Puff. I remember that. That's a story thing, though.
Gonna give this one a 4. I'll give it a 4, too. It's above average for me. Not perfect, but look how much I remembered from it. It must be doing something right.
Yeah, so this turnabout for me, the rating is all over, but the mystery aspect I did think was above average. And I remember, like, particularly being like, I don't know what's going on here. And this could go like a number of different ways. That's a hallmark of at least the mystery aspect working. So 4, above average.
I'm gonna have to be in the same boat. There's definitely solving stuff going on. There was definitely like reveals and being like, ooh, and like, you know, they held information for, you know, in classic Edgeworth fashion, and, you know, Bratworth withheld information from us to sort of give us that sort of like, oh, wait, no, we're kind of solving it. I also give it a 4.
Hey, look at that. We all agree about a case for once.
All right.
Tragedy.
Story. We have
Tragedy
some additions
indeed.
to the story here. We have the intro is with Phoenix in the hospital, so we do have that. We also have the Edgeworth. We knew Edgeworth had a perfect win record, and we knew that Mia's first case traumatized her, and so this
Yes.
still all adds up in how this plays out.
Yeah, I love seeing more of Mia's
Yeah,
backstory. I
Pastry
like
Puff, it's
seeing
great.
her as a brand new prosecutor. Like, this was hers fresh out of the gate. It was fun seeing her in the first one. I already forgot the name of it. Crap, it's not
Turnabout
memories.
memories.
Oh, it is
Turnabout
memories.
first one?
Okay.
Yeah, this one's
Turnabout
beginnings.
first one, yeah. Turnabout tutorial, basically.
They can't all be Turnabout tutorial.
I know. It was fun to see her here, but like here is where she's like fresh out of law school, so that was even more entertaining. Seeing her work alongside Diego was also really cool. It's also interesting to see like how far back the connections go and like what was basically the start of everything. Timeline wise, I really like that they decided to play with the timeline here, that they put one of the first cases in the middle of the story, that they start with Phoenix being in the hospital, and that sets up a big question for, oh my god, what the hell happened? What's going to happen in the next case? How will this be explained? So it's kind of leaving a mystery there too in the players' minds. And I'm trying to think of some other elements. Like we're definitely no, they weren't laying groundwork for the Morgan connections yet, so we're not
No,
up to
but they
that
laid
part yet.
well, they did lay a like a Faye thing where I think Pastry Puff said that it's something along the lines of they're like, oh, so you're Mia Faye, huh? Interesting, like there's that sort of thing with the Faye. So we do know there's something there that like Dahlia has kind of either heard of her before or something. It also
Yeah,
technically sets up
okay.
Hazakura Temple as a thing because Dahlia talks about visiting there.
Well,
And
they end
like
up going back there because that's the bridge. She fell into the Eagle River. Like that's where the last case ends up being too.
yes.
So it really all ties back into itself. It's very tightly written. Is it perfect? I'm still gonna go with a 4.
All right. Dylan.
So this one is the first one that I think we've come across in this little rating session where it does actually have a story, and it does have like a pretty, I'll say, diverse mix of things going on, so to speak. But it's also the first time where that's happened, and I just don't care. Like, I wasn't captivated by it at all. Like, the mystery aspect of this case, I think was pretty good. But all these, like, gentle continuations of a bunch of relatively distinct, but I guess interconnected storylines, it didn't come together in a way that I found compelling. And so ultimately, because I was bored, and because boring is like the cardinal sin of playing a game, I'm gonna give the story a 1.
Oof.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. I didn't know you were that bored.
For this particular story, I was.
I'm gonna
Wild.
say that I think as a standalone sort of thing, I'm gonna give it a 3. It does answer a good amount of questions that we had from Turnabout Memories, which I do like, but I would say that, yeah, I'm not particularly in the mystery yet, and it's more of a layer, like a later payoff than like a making me question what's going on sort of story, right? We have that like, oh yeah, Hazakura Temple exists, and oh yeah, we have that one-off thing with, Faye, and that sort of thing, but it isn't like, to me, like, ooh, how does she know Mia? Or like, ooh, why is there a temple up there? It wasn't like as questioning as I found Turnabout Memories was like, I want to know why Dahlia and Mia have history, right? I want to know why all this stuff. So I think I'm going to give it a 3.
This definitely provided more explanations, I feel.
Yeah. All right. Villain.
Okay. Dahlia, she's kind of doing more of the same here. But having Terry Falls as, I guess, an accomplice, I gotta be honest, Terry Falls was kind of hit and miss for me.
Hit and miss. Hell yeah.
Hit and miss.
Yeah, hit and miss. Because I'm like, again, I see what they're going for, but it was a choice. And I don't know if it was the right one, but he's also
Exactly,
like not a
Nicole.
character we super care about. Like honestly, okay, here's my problem with Terry Falls. If you put any other character in his place to literally be the fall guy wouldn't make a lick of difference. Like, he is interchangeable with any other character. There is no reason why he had to be the one in this position. I feel like it was pretty interchangeable for him. But I did give Dahlia a 4 in her original case. And she was pretty much doing the exact same thing here. I'll give her a 4 as well. Well, I'll give her the 4 because she was coming up with all this. I'll
You're
give
giving
her
a rating
4.
Together. Villains
Well,
in this.
I don't think Terry drags Dahlia down
All right.
at all. So
And
I
it's a
will stick
4.
with a 4. And she's even younger in this case, so she was conniving like even as a kid. That's evil. That's ruthless. It's a 4.
All right, Dylan.
Mars, you were talking about how you could replace Terry with anyone, and it would be no different. When someone literally has the characterization and development of a brick, of a piece of toast, and a crusty one at that, that's not a good character. Their personality
That's what
was
I'm saying.
their personality was I chew rock. And that's not just what they did on screen. That was their personality. They were literally just a tool that Dahlia used to commit crime, which in and of itself I have no problem with. Of course, that adds to her villainy. And I can't deny that's a very bad thing to do. So I can't really give Terry any points for being a villain at all. In the same way, in real life, if you use a child to commit a murder, you're still the murderer, and if the child's too young to have any criminal culpability, like that's kind of how it is here too. Like Terry, even though he's old and creepy, we can all agree is mentally disabled to the point where it would be ableism to make fun of him for it.
Yeah.
So
It's a rough
Terry
This is
doesn't
another
count.
case of, oh wow, 2000s games.
Yeah,
Terry
it
doesn't
really
count.
is.
I'm not harping on the problematic aspects of that. I just find that as a villain, Terry doesn't count. So we just left with Dahlia, and we have the same problem that I had the first time. Her demure, ooh-woo, soft girl personality on the stand and like in front of the camera is just not fun. She doesn't do a good job of like stealing the spotlight like Von Karma or Gant does. Like, she doesn't have those big reveals to be like impactful, meaty, and satisfying, like Off Guard and On Guard. So I'm kind of left in the same boat if it's boring. And so the only reason that I'm probably giving it a 2 and not a 1 is because I will admit, like, the evil acts of Dahlia are a lot more evident here. And she led to the direct death of not just 1, but 2 people. It counts for something. It's not as minor as it could be, so at least there are
including
stakes.
her own sister.
I'll give it a 2.
Diabolical.
I definitely
rounds up to a 2.
agree that the Dahlia in this is a better villain than the Dahlia in Turnabout Memories. Just even starting with, like, having an alias, you know, she's supposed to be dead, you know, then she, like, set this whole thing up just because her sister was gonna out her about the diamond heist, right? That does make it a better villain than the first one. However, and I know that Lakitu was talking about how Dahlia had to be around the same age as Phoenix when they were dating in order for it to work, and thus this makes her, like, 14 or whatever, with the Terry bit, which is horrific and horrible, and I hate it so much. And I do not think that it adds to her...
I need Ace Attorney to stop doing that.
No, listen to me. I don't think that it adds to her character that, oh, she's a 14-year-old and she's manipulating this developmentally challenged 20-year-old. That does not make it better. That does not make her more evil. It makes the whole thing bad and gross and disgusting. And I think...
Well, listen, it does make her more evil.
I think it would have been better, actually, if Dahlia was a fair amount older than Phoenix. One, fixing this part, if you literally added 4 years, right? and she was 24 over Phoenix 20, that makes her a more villainous thing. She's taking advantage of this young lovesick man. Like, that's like an advantage thing, right? It goes the other way, and it makes her evil all the time. Versus, as a 14-year-old, it just sounds like she's being manipulated by her older sister,
want her to be
by
a
this
cougar.
man. It just would have been better, right? Then Phoenix is a 20-year-old dating a 24-year-old, which is significantly
Listen.
better than any other combination in
Mars-
this entire game.
Mars, we had Tigray. Get ready for Coup Gray.
Would have been
As long as she
fucking
doesn't
better.
roar in my face constantly,
Okay.
I'm good.
Because then it gives Phoenix the being kind of like a dummy because he's 20 and he's in love with this older, and she's not even that much older, right? Like, but she still has more life experience. Could have been fine. Everything could have worked out fine. She was literally just 4 years older.
Yeah.
So I hate the whole dynamic involved. I don't think it works out well. I'm keeping it a 1. Ugh.
Wow.
Hated it.
Oh, 1.
Damn.
All right. Other characters.
That
I was
dynamic
going-
really brought it down.
I was going between the like 1 and 2, but I'll be honest. I didn't include the age thing because it's like so objectionable. It could like taint our otherwise like nuanced analysis. But I don't begrudge you for taking that into account. It's a little hard to ignore.
Because they paint it specifically as Dahlia manipulating Terry as a 14-year-old.
And Turnabout Big Top.
I hate it.
I ended up going way lower with that than I meant to.
Yeah, and I don't begrudge you that either because it is creepy.
It's egregious.
It
yeah.
is rough.
All right, Mars.
Oh,
Characters.
character time.
We have Bratworth. We have Diego
Ah.
Armando.
Bratworth is so satisfying to see. I love that we get to see the parallels between
yes,
him and Von
Nicole.
Karma. Like, we already know that they're there because we've played the first game, but now we really get to see them in action. And it's not Phoenix who's receiving it this time, it's technically a brand new lawyer who's like fresh meat, and you're on the same playing field as Edgeworth because this is his first case. Like, it's a very good dynamic in the courtroom. I really like it. That was super fun. Aside from the whole kitten thing,
Mhm. Unprofessional
Diego.
work conduct.
yeah, unprofessional work conduct. Save the flirting for off the clock, please.
They're not dating yet, okay? It literally the first
It
time
was her
meeting
first
him.
case.
It was her first time meeting Diego, and he's calling her
Well-
fucking kitten. Jesus.
Apparently it worked.
Listen, it would have worked on me too. Okay.
Regardless, I really liked working with Diego. He was interesting to have like work near us. It was interesting because it almost felt like a pseudo tutorial, but we got more interesting dialogue out of him. Like, I'm trying to remember like specific things. The one
A
moment I
lawyer
really
doesn't
liked from
cry
Diego-
until it's all over, I think comes out of this
Oh
interaction.
yeah, and that's a big foreshadowing thing for Diego's
Which is actually
conclusion
really
at
funny
the end.
because lawyers cry all the time.
Just outside of court.
Well, actually, that's funny you mentioned that.
Oh
I've
no.
seen lawyers cry in court.
Oh god.
Oh, well then.
Poor those lawyers.
Honestly, my favorite Diego moment is when he breaks his mug. And
Yes,
then
and
there's
he
just
has
blood
bloody
all over his
hands.
hand.
So good.
Like, I don't know. Knowing in hindsight what he does later on, that is such good foreshadowing as like it's kind of a showcase of how far he's willing to go or what limits he's like willing to push, or that he's like he can secretly fly off the handle at any time. It's interesting dynamics. We haven't seen it before. Pretty good cast. This is definitely a case of quality over quantity. Is it perfect? Can I really say that? Oh boy, this is hard. This is hard.
I know, right?
We're going with a 4.
Damn.
Yeah, this one's a toss-up between a 4 or a 5 because it does go hard. It
It
really
cooks.
does.
It really is quality over quantity.
And
Like,
my
they
biggest
nailed it
question
with
is like,
this.
what would you if you're gonna give it a 4?
Young Shu
What would
also
you
flirts with me
add?
briefly. I forget that.
Who or what would you add to make it a 5? In this turnabout, do we ever see Grossberg?
No.
We don't.
Because I remembered him being here, but that's obviously me misremembering. but
You know what?
I
I
mean,
forgot
like-
Young Shu. It's a 5 now.
honestly, it's like it's hard to disagree with you. The interactions with the characters, even though there aren't that many, it kind of gives them more room to be so boisterous. I love it. So I will give the character aspect a 5 as well.
It's 5s across the board. They
Yeah.
did Bratworth so fucking well in every aspect. It's amazing. Kitten doesn't bring down Diego.
It adds for me.
It doesn't add, but it doesn't detract enough. It's great. Yeah, young Gumshoe's just a fun time. He's basically just Gumshoe, but a little green, and it's great. 5 out of 5.
He's green without his green coat.
All right. Technically, we don't have any new mechanics here, because playing as Mia, we already did. So.
But we love playing as Mia, don't we, folks?
We do very
But
much
it doesn't
love playing
count
as
because
Mia.
it's only new mechanics. Otherwise, I'd have to add every single time a case had the fucking press twice in it, and I didn't want to do that.
That would have been painful.
All right. Last, but certainly not least,
Holy shit, you guys.
we have Bridge to the Turnabout. Woo.
This was so recent. I actually
This
know this.
is
Oh,
so
Yeah,
long.
I have memories of
This has
one.
so much shit that the mystery bit has to be on a separate page.
wowzer.
During a trip to Hazakura Temple for spiritual training,
Let's see
renowned
Paul Allen's mystery.
author Elise Donim is murdered. Maya is trapped on the other side of the river, Pearl is missing, and Phoenix is hospitalized. Begging Edgeworth to take the case for him, Edgeworth investigates. Iris, a girl who looks nearly identical to Dahlia, is a prime suspect, as Sister Bikini claims to have seen her kill Elise. Turns out, Dahlia and Iris are twins, and firstborns of Morgan Fay. Taken by their father in the divorce, and then further separated when Iris was shipped off to Hazakura Temple. Iris admits to helping with both the gem heist, though chickening out at the last minute, and pretending to be Dahlia during basically all of Phoenix's relationship with her to protect him. Morgan Fay, alive but jailed, solitary confinement, left a detailed plan to Pearl, asking her to channel the spirit of Dahlia, who was killed via the death penalty just the month before. Dahlia was then supposed to kill Maya, slotting Pearl once again in for the next master position, and giving Dahlia revenge on Mia. This plan is thwarted by Misty Fay, Maya's mother, and Elise Donim, they're the same person, having found the note previously and channeling Dahlia instead of Pearl. The channeled Dahlia still attacks Maya, but is thwarted by Godot, who is Elise's true killer. Maya then channels Dahlia to prevent her from being channeled by Pearl, who then masquerades as Iris for the latter half of the trial. I think that's everything. You just add them,
What a lengthy mystery.
to my knowledge, Pastry Puff, and it should come up a color for them. Alright, the story! This wraps up basically all previous Faye family-related loose ends, bringing Morgan and Misty's stories to a close, and Dahlia's story, and wraps it all up in the end. The villain is Dahlia Hawthorne and Godot, and I guess technically also Morgan, but I didn't keep her here. Characters are, is Iris a villain? I don't know. I feel like that's your subjective when you vote, okay? Characters, Sister Bikini, Iris, Laurice Donim, Franziska von Karma, Elise Donim, I forgot here. I think that's everybody then. The mechanics, we have playing as Edgeworth and the metal detector. And that is everything.
Okay.
I don't remember the metal detector. What?
The metal detector,
to
we are
find
there in the
something
back
in the
of the
snow.
snow, and we're looking through the snow, and we're finding
Oh,
Gumshoe dropped his
yeah,
badge,
you're
Gumshoe
right.
dropped his wallet, Gumshoe dropped his phone, and then we find the cane sword.
He dropped his ID, his wallet, his Target gift card. He dropped everything.
So, there you go. Beautiful. Yeah, I think it just highlights for the person who you atted, Pastry Puff. Alright, mystery. Mars.
Okay. Let me just say right out the gate. This I'm trying to remember. Was Rise from the Ashes made after this or before this?
I believe Rise from the Ashes was confirmed to be made before this, But that's
Okay.
a chat question. Let chat confirm one way or the other.
Well, it's not going to change what I say, because this is what Rise from the Ashes should have been. There are so many simultaneous mysteries going on. Why is Maya trapped? Who burned down the bridge? Who killed Elise Donim? What is Elise Donim's identity? None of it, though, is disconnected. Like, we need to solve who Elise Donim's, who she really is, and it's important to the current mystery. Like, there is never a moment where I felt
There you
like,
go.
well, why did we spend time on that when it doesn't matter in the long run? I never felt like that once, and I find it so impressive that they managed to juggle so many mysteries at the same time and have it all relate back. Like, this was so well written.
So Rise
This
from the
just
Ashes came
flowed.
after the full trilogy was made.
It came after. Man, that hurts even more because they hit gold with this one. Again, there was never a moment where I felt like that didn't matter. Why did we need to spend time solving that? It all related back to the original case. And I really appreciate that because it was focused. There was a goal at the end. You know, they definitely were repeating the Turnabout goodbyes. Is that it? I think that's it.
That's the Edgeworth one.
Nope. Then farewell, my Turnabout.
Turnabout bad guy. Who's the bad
Turnabout
guy?
bad guy.
What's bad
the
guy?
one where Maya gets kidnapped because they're essentially
That's Farewell,
treading
My
that
Turnabout,
ground
yep.
again.
Turnabout
with-
on guard. Got it.
Okay, yeah, Turnabout on guard. So essentially they're doing that again with Maya being stuck on the other side. We can't get to her. I love that they bring Edgeworth in because that offers a different perspective on the mystery. Like, Edgeworth is completely disconnected from everything going on, but we as the audience have some insider information that he doesn't. It's kind of doing the same thing that a previous case did. I really like that too. Aside from the one instance where we were like, turn the picture upside down.
Yeah,
oh my god,
please.
how do we get from point A
So
to point B?
early.
That
So
one pained me.
Fucking like an
That
entire
one hurt.
trial before or some shit. I hated that.
Yeah, that one drove me crazy. But
Psychologics.
we were still able to figure out how all the pieces connected. So that one didn't ruin the experience as much as it has sometime in the past. Oh god, but I really love how everything comes together in the end for this. Like, especially with just everyone's stories being wrapped. This is a 5. This is a 5. This is a good mystery from beginning to end.
So when we're doing the mystery section, it's
Yes.
almost, I don't want to say like quite 100%, but it's almost like 1-for-1 correlated, where the more hoop-de-loop-de it is, so long as it's not bullshit, it does add to the mystery because there's more pieces to put together. The puzzle is into like smaller and smaller bits. And I feel like this one, it didn't have any moments where I'm like, this sucks, or like, this is BS. I didn't like this twist. I feel like it all just kind of kept building, and it was a satisfying mystery overall. And like the channeling to like prevent other people channeling, I didn't dislike that aspect of it. So ultimately, it's like a very, very puzzly puzzle, like a lot of very small pieces that we have to put together. And it was a joy to do so. I give it a 5 as well.
Woo!
Yeah, I think that there's definitely parts of this when I was like, oh my god, there's a lot of information and it's coming at you at like lightning speeds at certain points, especially like revealing all the phase shit. It's just like, oh god, wait, I need to draw like a family tree at this fucking point. Jesus. But it works out in the end.
Literally the guy with corkboard and the red string.
Just overwhelming when you first like reveal it all, but it doesn't stay too crazy, right? So I think it is very good. 5 out of 5. All right, story.
Okay. Again, it's really good. Everything that was set up in this game and previous games is paid off in this case. Like, it all comes full circle. We get the answers we want. We get a little bit of, like, some more explanation we didn't even know before. Like, we definitely didn't know that Dahlia, Iris, and Pearl were all related, so that was a big reveal. It does make sense though, and then just learning how cold-blooded Morgan is. it really kept me engaged. It really made me want to learn, okay, what else is going on? Like, it was a lot of information all at once. I think that's my only complaint is that it just comes at you so fast.
Mhm.
It's kind of like, okay, I need to sit back and take a moment, like, Jesus Christ, let me process for a second. But I do think that is intentional. Like, they only have so long to tell a story. Pacing aside, it's still really, really damn good. Oh, is it a 4 or a 5?
For the story aspect, or we go to the next tab?
Oh, sorry.
I gotta mull this over.
Do you want
Well,
Dylan to talk?
okay.
Or...
Story-wise, I also like that Edgeworth is kind of like coming to the defense attorney side now. Like, that's really cool to see. Like, he gets a mini character arc of his own. I feel like that's hard to overlook. You also have Godot's arc wrapping
And
up.
Franziska is in there
You
too.
know what? Fuck it.
Yeah.
It's a 5. It's a 5.
All right, Dylan.
So many characters come to it.
Yeah,
It could
I
have been
didn't think
so
you were
easy
gonna
to do
mention
that
it,
all
Mars,
wrong.
but that like the very ending of what you're talking about is what to me is like the most fun part of the story. Like, this is Godot's culmination. That's what I care about. And like the Misty and like the Faith stuff, like, sure, we definitely we're talking about Misty for like 4 turnabouts in a row at this point, and like she's set up really early, like as early as the red white or like DLC, not
Yeah,
DLC,
it's red white.
the red white incident.
That's when we
And-
first ever hear about it.
Absolutely. And so, like, yeah, sure, that does culminate. And I did like the way that ended. The Godot, the Edgeworth, I feel like that's where they had a much more satisfying resolution than I was expecting. I thought this was literally just going to be Turnabout Faye. But I like that aspect. I liked ultimately why Godot did what
Yes,
he
Scylla.
did. And how, like, he's the spooky red glowing, like, I
Yeah,
don't want to call
bars
it
in the
murderer,
dark,
'cause
monster
I mean,
in the
like,
night.
technically, if we're talking about the law, he actually isn't a murderer. You can use self-defense
Yeah.
for the defense of another person, not just yourself.
Even
but-
if it's a ghost possessing another person.
That does add a layer of complexity, but ultimately, yeah, it doesn't matter because you're trying to
Ah.
protect their life, so you can use lethal
Yeah,
force.
if like a deranged
Good to know.
person comes at you, but they're having like a mental break, but if they're trying to murder someone, like if you need to use that force, I think that's still the same, you know? Is it not, Dylan?
Yeah. Like, ultimately, you're able to use lethal force if it's necessary.
Lethal
and
force is
reasonable to
being
do
used
so.
upon you or someone
Exactly
else.
right. That's the classic
And it
example of when
definitely
it's
was.
reasonable. And it was indeed. So ultimately for the story, it's between a 4 and a 5. And I can't think of any other stories that I liked more or that I gave a 5. Ori, did I give any other story a 5?
Let me see. No, you didn't even give Turnabout Goodbyes a 5. You didn't
Yeah,
give
I'm gonna
Turnabout
have to
Mon
give
Karma
this-
a 5, so
I did or did not?
did not.
I have to give the story a 5 as well.
Alright, Dan.
Oh, snap.
Yeah, the culmination of everything coming together. That it does focus on the phase, but that we do have the Godot arc related. We have the Edgeworth bit related, right? I was gonna say, during when we played it, I will say I had completely, at the time of playing it, forgotten about Morgan's little, like, manifesto at the end of Reunion and Turnabout. After editing those videos and thus getting to, like, be reminded of it, it's like, okay, no, it all makes sense now, right? Like, it wasn't like a one-off thing. It was like, okay, no, we were doing this from the beginning.
That's right.
It's always been Wankershim. And, you know, I think it's so tight for the amount of stuff that goes on. It's a 5. All right, characters. I feel like this is where we might deviate. I'm sorry, villain. Villain. This is where we might
Villain?
deviate. This is where we might deviate. This is hard because they're
No,
grouped together.
I actually like Dahlia more here. She's somehow more evil when she's dead and being channeled. Like, that's freaking awesome. It's what can I say about her? She's conniving. She was plotting beyond the grave. Like, that's villainous. She does the job well. I don't think I could say more about Dahlia that I haven't already said. Although her breakdown was metal as hell. Quite literally, because we saw her go there.
Mm-hmm.
Burned out of existence. I don't think any character has gotten a death scene that hardcore.
Metal to hell.
Metal to hell, exactly. Godot, he is such an interesting case. He's definitely on the more sympathetic side because you feel for him, like he lost Mia, he's lashing out at Phoenix. I still kind of call bullshit on the whole, like, you weren't with her, you let her die. I'm like, no, he didn't. Like, you're just mad and angry, go to therapy. But no, he did his job really well. I like that he was trying to protect Maya, and then Maya recognized that and tried to protect him. Like, that had layers to it. That was interesting. And we haven't really seen anything like that before, where we were trying to get him convicted, but we couldn't because our own partner was standing in the way. It was frustrating in the moment, but it did add an interesting dynamic. Yes, I know that's the point, Pastry Puff. That's exactly the point. It's just in the moment. It's kind of like when you're watching the Owl House and Luce is going, I taught Philip the spell. Does that make me as bad as him? And it's like, no, not even close. It's one of those moments.
Get the logic in there, people!
Where you're just like, the logic is not logicking. I know you feel bad, but drink some hot chocolate. Villains are good. And I like that Godot, he's not fully, like, he still goes to jail. He still killed someone, but he is forgiven and he can forgive himself. It's a good arc. God, for that alone, is it a 4 or a 5?
Dylan asked,
Jesus Christ, is this going to be a 5 across the board? I don't know.
He knew about it.
Hmm.
Elise and Godot both knew about the note. He went.
Yes.
He went.
I think he found the note.
No, he
That's
went
why it
with
was
her
open?
and read it over her shoulder. He learned about it some slightly weird
right.
way, and
Yeah.
and so he knew about it as well. And so this was his plan to protect Maya for Mia as well.
Yeah, because he basically went, well, Phoenix is useless. I can't trust him to protect Maya. I guess I'll just do it myself.
But in a revenge way.
Yeah. Basically as badass as his visor. 5. Screw it. I'm feeling generous after I was so mean to Turnabout Recipe.
Damn.
So,
All right, Dylan.
Dahlia as a villain. A novel concept.
A
I
dead
haven't had her
villain.
in this role before. I need to think about what she... No, but for real, evil ghost Dahlia, I do think hits different than regular basic bitch ooh soft girl Dahlia.
Mm-hmm.
And it's gotten to a point where, like, eventually she's just like, "What are you gonna fucking do? I'm a ghost. I'm a ghost. I'm dead. Woo!" And
What are you
shit.
gonna do? Put me in jail? Ooh,
Literally.
scary.
And I actually really liked the resolution for that. Not just her, like, haunting breakdown, but also the fact that, like, the BTFO from the channeled Mia, where basically it's just like, yeah, you might be eternal, and now you're gonna be a mad bitch for all of eternity because we just got your ass. Like,
Yeah.
Now you get to go to Hades forever. Bye-bye.
I don't think there is a possible. There's no way for Dahlia to have been gotten more than how she was just then. Even when she got the death penalty and she was executed, she wasn't gotten as hard as she got here. So ultimately, it worked out. Ultimately, I liked that she had more of a personality because she didn't give a shit anymore. I liked it. So Dahlia, I give a thumbs up. The Godot bad guy angle, and for this, we're gonna have to go to our chat correspondent, Pastry Puff. Godot listened in on Morgan and Pearl talking in detention, heard Morgan tell her the location of the letter, went there first and read the letter, context missing to help him stop it.
Yes, I remember
And
now.
he went there to go kill Dahlia, right?
He went there specifically to stop this kill Dahlia, yeah. To avenge
Hold
Mia.
on. When we say stop this, did he know that Dahlia was going to kill Maya?
Yes, that's what the note
Okay.
says. Yeah.
Okay.
The note is literally, this is how we
To
kill
me-
Maya.
Godot,
Yeah.
like, is
Take
quote
your rightful
unquote
place, my
the
pearl.
bad guy, but legally he didn't do anything illegal. He was going to help her.
Yes.
Like ideally he should have called the cops because that's their job, not the fucking prosecutor. But whatever.
Yep. Yep.
I don't think he's very villainous. As a character, love it. As a story, I mean, obviously I'm triggered by the fact that there's no self-defense in this world, but I mean, ultimately, it was a satisfying conclusion. I liked it. But as a villain, I mean, I feel like I want to give this the character section points for Godot, but as a villain,
I think don't
villainous.
harp on the wording of villain necessarily. Do you
But
think he
he's not a
played
bad
his
guy in the
role
sense that
well?
He didn't do anything wrong.
Do you think that
Okay, if we
his
change
part in
villain
this
to killers.
antagonist,
How about that?
whatever? Do you think
But
that
he's
his
not
part in this?
antagonistic either. In fact, literally, Maya's like, "Please, Phoenix, fucking please, take this stick out of your
Okay,
ass."
but
and
you
do it."
misunderstand what I'm trying to get at when I say villain. I'm trying to.
Well, what
there's
I'm
a separate
looking for in a
category.
villain is bad guy, and Godot ain't it.
So how
So-
about it? How about as a killer? How is he as a killer? Because he did kill someone. We can confirm that.
I mean, he did, but I mean, we're kind of getting into the same tier as what's her name?
Acro?
Make push
Oh.
into fence.
Oh, D. Vasquez.
D. Vasquez.
So I don't consider her a villain either. I gotta be
All right.
consistent. Godot.
We
I
really
take
should have
massive-
named that category culprit instead.
It's villain like
Guys,
out
villain is
every
the best
time but
category.
twice.
No, I gotta say, as far as villains go, Godot ain't one. Dahlia is. Ultimately, I'm gonna give it a 3.
All right.
Oh, that's a technicality.
It's not a
If I've
technicality.
ever heard
It's
one,
not. It really isn't.
it really is.
So
Absolutely
my
not.
rating is gonna be on a different scale than Dylan's because I think Godot plays his role that I'm trying to get at in this very well. I think he has the sort of righteous rage, right? He has these sort of moments where he's blaming Phoenix, and he's like, I did this because you couldn't, bitch, and we have these sort of moments. It's very Godot of him. I agree, Dahlia is in best Dahlia form here. Out of all of the 3 portrayals of her, this is the one where it's like, oh yes, this is a conniving, scheming bitch that literally just wants to kill and is kind of a psychopath, definitely I feel it here. And I don't think I'm not gonna give it a 5 because there's still ones that I'm like, I love these way more, but I'm gonna give it a 4. I'm gonna give it a 4. Nothing can top Von Karma, so. All right,
Well, yeah,
Mars.
he's the top.
Yeah, there you go. Characters.
Okay.
That's
Sister
why he was a
Bikini,
pass.
She was fun. She was cute. I think she was a really fun witness to work with because I think she was also working with the memory is bad type deal. So it was kind of that again,
couple
but it was
times, yeah.
entertaining. I enjoyed that. Iris. Okay, if Dahlia was playing up the awoo cute girl element, then Iris was working with the awoo shy girl angle. I still stand by what I said during stream. Iris is a wet blanket. She cannot stand up for herself or say freaking no to her murderous sister. Is she as bad as what I was implying in the very final stream of this playthrough? No, she's not as bad as... But do I enjoy her character? I think there are layers to it, being there's the fact that she was the one who actually dated Phoenix and not Dahlia. Aside from that, she's our defendant. We gotta save her, and that's kind of it. Larice Donham, Jesus Christ, he's at his worst.
My boy.
He's
He
at
butchered my boy.
He tried to turn over a new leaf, and by God, he took like 80 steps backward off a fucking
He
cliff.
fell off the tree.
Jesus. He's the one who plunged into Eagle River, because oh my God. Talk about just character assassination. To go from this quirky, down on his luck. I'm obsessed with woman, but when I shoot my shot, I miss the target terribly.
Or I get taken advantage of because I'm such a loving guy.
I only think about girls and fuck everyone else around
I write
me.
black letter love letters. Blackmail love letters.
I write serial killer love
letters.
letters. I assume my best friend is dead, but I don't call for help. I call my other friend to make sure I have a lawyer to
A
save
free
this
lawyer.
girl I've known
A
for
free
5
lawyer.
minutes. Yeah, bad. Very bad. We did have him as a witness on the stand. That's how we got the whole picture and everything.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, having him as an artist, that introduced a new angle, but God, not enough to save him. Francisca, I very much enjoyed during this case. It was nice to have her in the Maya role, kind of looking at stuff with us and also bantering with Phoenix. That was fun. I thought that was a fun brother-sister dynamic. Very entertaining.
The best option, Lakitu. They flanderized the boy.
Oh, okay. So we have 2 I really like and 2 I'm not too much of a fan of. Oh. Well, this is our first 3 of this case.
All right.
Okay.
Dylan.
Bikini. How to put this without chat forming a hate mob? Pitchfork.
Ooh.
Damn.
She was generic. I understand that her vibe is pleasant and she's nice and she's one of the few characters in Ace Attorney who's like very wrong about something without being wildly incompetent and or like malicious. She just saw what she saw and it was very misleading, but like whatever.
Yeah, what was she supposed to do
not-
about that, right?
She's not particularly lecherous. She's not like got any quirks that make her unlikable. And so look, you know, I don't hate her, but I can't pretend she's in like my top, I'll say like 15 or 20 characters. She was relatively middling. Iris, I agree she is a wet blanket. I did enjoy the fun interactions with her though, where it's like, bitch, we know who you are. And she's like, no, you don't. And she wasn't lying. So that was cool. Laurice, Jesus Christ. I hate his new costume, but that's sadly the least disgusting
The least
part
of his
Laurice
worries.
He
Yeah.
is a menace. Out of every fucking like weirdo creep, like honestly, like Hottie's really bad, but a lot of what's really bad about him is the fact that he's like literally groping the air like in front of you. If he didn't have any visuals, if Hottie was just dialogue that like was like over a walkie-talkie, I don't think anyone would say Laurice is better as a character. I feel like Laurice is worse. Laurice is arguably a creepier Hottie. Unless someone can remind me of like a dialogue that was like particularly
Hottie
bad from
specifically says things where he like wants the women to come back for checkups and wants them to be in the hospital so he can be there looking at
Guys,
them. He
I
takes their
straight up think
pictures.
Laurice is
Also,
worse.
he's not a
No.
doctor. He's literally a patient.
What was that
posing
picture
as
part?
a doctor.
The
He
picture part might
takes
make it worse.
he took her license and scanned it to keep it forever so he could always have it.
While that's giga creepy behavior, I actually think blackmailing people to get them to come to a romance secluded shack to presumably have intercourse with them
The reason
is way fucking worse.
Interesting. The reason I think
Well,
it's
it
not
is.
worse is because Larry actually he didn't do anything that she didn't come. He was so enamored, he was so stupid. He literally is specifically
Come
stated that he
on.
didn't know how dumb he was doing it this
I
way.
understand.
Hottie Hottie knows.
make the
Hottie
connection.
literally says, "Oh,
I
I don't
don't
want to
give
look
a-
at the profiles of
no.
these people. They don't have assets.
Lori,
They don't turn me on. Ooh, it's terrible."
Laurice should have known how bad what he was doing was, and he didn't. And I can't excuse it because, like, oh, he didn't. He should have known.
They made him very dumb.
He-
That's all I'm saying.
He's a fucking like. He is a exploiter of women to a point where it's abhorrent. And the fact that we have to debate whether or not him or like the fucking froth creep
Yeah.
of the hospital
Okay,
is
I'm
worse.
with chat here. Hottie presents with patients who can't go anywhere to escape. Larry was just stupid and hasn't written a love letter in his life.
I don't know. He wrote a fucking blackmail letter. That to me
But
is
he was
pretty
never gonna
goddamn
follow
bad.
up, and the blackmail was not anything real.
What Hottie does to prey on patients depends, because like obviously if he is physically abusive or like blackmailing and like shit like that, yeah, he's worse. But I don't think it ever says anything like that. I think it's just ogling. I feel like ogling, despite being bad, of course. And please chat if I'm missing something that Hottie did. I don't recall his acts particularly well. I think Loris is an awful bastard, and this is like the worst we've ever seen him. I can't excuse it. I think it's horrid. Francisca, I did enjoy her interactions as the side character. I think having the prosecutor be like the person who comes with you on an investigation is a really fun dynamic. So
When I
my
snuck up on
analysis-
her real sneaker, like, she would scream really loud. Yes.
literally has a line about how Hottie sneaking up on someone, I think, can have a couple of different meanings. If he's just like appearing, that is much worse.
He likes examining pretty girls and it claims his specialty to be in
There's
young,
no
silky,
way to
smooth,
make
haughty
this
patients.
sound good.
Whoa, okay, hold on. If he's doing like a doctor's examination,
He's
then Hottie
specifically
is worse.
being
Hottie
a
is worse.
fake doctor.
For sure. Being like seeing patients is one thing, doing examinations is another. Hottie is worse. I will concede. If
Thank
he's actually
God.
doing that,
He's actually doing
if he's doing that, that's like
that's literally what it says.
I'm sitting here like, you'll realize this eventually.
Like, we'll get
You
there.
could put it up, Mars. Jeez.
He just Dill just pushed it back into the vault.
I really did.
The copium was strong with this one.
The copium.
You could have
was very
said
strong.
something, but I guess
I'm
not.
trying to get there.
Not you, Mars. Mars is the
Oh.
one
If
sitting
Mari
back.
wasn't succeeding, what chance did I have?
You smugly sipping from your tea. That Dylan kid.
I'm actually all out of tea.
So yeah,
No.
Diablo, that's exactly how I feel. If we're comparing Loris to Hottie, and there's like an actual argument where it's like, I don't know, that's so fucking bad.
Yes, they flanderize the boy.
It's horrible.
At least Ned Flanders is like a little silly goofball. Loris is a Gretchen. He's a monster. So, Bikini, I give like a wavy, like Iris, gentle thumbs up. Loris, like Omega Giga, multiple thumbs down, and Francisca thumbs up. Ultimately, I feel like that kind of washes to a 3.
All right.
Mm.
Yeah, Bikini was fine. She was funny. Like, she had some funny bits. She was definitely like auntie, you know, vibes and everything. Yeah. Indeed. She had her moments, and you know, she was never mean. She was never like, you know, like Dylan said, she falsely testified in a way that wasn't her lying. She did say what she saw. There's a lot of like speculation, but that's just how the game goes.
And Kudo did prepare us for that.
Yeah, Larry got shunted real hard. Loris, I'm so sorry. Being art dude, very fun. Everything else really, 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 really terrible. Iris,
You skip Iris. Oh.
I'm coming back to
Virus.
Iris. I have more
Virus.
on Iris. I don't like Iris. She, even after we learn that, like, I'm already blanking on that she's not just Dahlia in disguise, right? Even after we learn that, I think they literally full fucking circle it back into disliking her the second that they're like, oh no, it was Iris that was like dating Phoenix and fell in love with him. Because all I can think about that whole time is that why did you then keep this shit from him this whole time? You
I
obviously
forgot
picked
about that.
Phoenix over your sister back then. Why are you not doing it now? She's already dead, right? Like, it pisses me the fuck off so bad. I hate it so much. Very upsetting.
I totally forgot about that.
Terrible.
Same here.
Terrible. I hate that part so much. It's so upsetting to me. And, you know, people try to argue she didn't have a chance. She was trapped in that underground cave. It is never stated that she was knocked out. It was never stated that she was unconscious, that she was found unconscious. At any point in time, she could have come up to those fucking bars and said something to any of the people goddamn around there. And anything about, it's me, Iris, in the cage. Literally. Pain. Terrible. Hate it. Very upsetting. I don't like Iris. I think overall for me, it gives it a 2. Bikini doesn't bring it up enough.
Oof.
Francisca doesn't bring it up enough.
Wait,
I'm
the
not
Francisca
happy.
Part where she's like the Maya, that doesn't help at all.
It makes it not a
Good, I
1.
like it too.
Yeah, because Bikini's just kind of milk
fair
toast,
enough.
you know?
She is milk toast.
Good night, Lakitu.
I guess I just like Bikini because she's also short, so I feel a kinship with her.
Oh my god.
Mars brought it up, not me, not
Short
Dylan.
people got together, you know?
Mars, I always think those thoughts about you in short characters, but the fact that you're the one to vocalize it, it hits different.
Well,
Hey,
let's wrap this up,
you know,
guys,
Sometimes you get lucky.
with
And
mechanics.
you get a cool character who's short. Bikini is not one of them, but one day.
It's called
Mechanics. Playing as Edgeworth was great. It was really fun being inside his head, hearing his
Oh, God.
perspective on things.
Shut up.
What?
Dillbog. Mars, continue. Ignore.
Wrong.
Ignore.
It was really fun being inside it.
Stop!
In his head! Jesus Christ! I genuinely enjoyed playing as Edgeworth, and it also played a role in the story as well. So not only was it a mechanic, it had an overarching purpose. I really enjoyed that. The metal detector, I think, worked pretty much the same as it did in the first game. I don't think there were any changes.
We
I have
didn't
to
use
agree.
the metal detector in that way. No, it's more like the bug.
What change?
It was more like the bug detector in the second game.
Ah. Okay. Well, you know,
Wasn't it like that
I
here,
like the
too?
bug detector too, and it was pretty solid.
What? The metal
Yeah,
detector
rip
was like the
Iris.
bug detector.
I don't think any of us are Iris
Yeah.
fans. So let's see.
Yeah.
When we use the metal detector in Turnabout Goodbyes, it is not like this.
Ah, okay. Oh, that's right. It automatically pulls up the beep beep text box.
Yeah,
the
exactly. We
end
go
of
to
the
a
area.
location, and it is waved over the entire thing, basically.
Got it.
Okay. But it's still a solid mechanic. You know, the bug detector worked fine, and this worked fine too. I'll give this one a 4.
4, Dylan.
So playing as Edgeworth, having him be part of the investigation and be like the main character, so to speak, I feel like that worked so well. They should make a whole game or 2, honestly.
well,
about
you're
that.
in luck.
Maybe
I would-
3.
No,
I would
only
play
2.
the
Only
shit out
2.
of that
Just
game.
2.
Oh. I thought there were 3.
No, Mars is right. They should have made a 3rd.
But
my
but
point is that it does go pretty fucking hard. And honestly, as a new mechanic, I mean, not only is it like amazing, it is so good. They made it a game or 2 about it. So I will say that alone brings up the score pretty high for the mechanics section. The metal detector, I mean, it kind of felt no different from like regular investigation. Like, I know technically there was beeping and like pulsating and stuff, but like waving the magnifying glass around.
You
it
didn't
really feel
like
any different.
finding all of Gumshoe's shit that fell out
Yeah.
of his pockets?
That was funny for sure, but that was like no different than the jokes they would tell during a regular investigation.
Mm.
I feel like it didn't really add anything to have to like beep our way around as opposed to just clicking on like bumps in the snow instead. So ultimately, I felt like it was like a little tedium, but playing as Edgeworth is so good that I'll just give this section a 4.
4. See, I love the metal detector. I love the bug detector, and obviously playing in Edgeworth is epic. 5. I have no other comments.
No other notes.
18. Okay, let me just add
Ori,
these last bits
for
up.
my
Yeah, what?
oh yeah, you're adding. I need to know the same numbers you told me last time.
I'm going to give numbers in a sec. Hold on. So let me just add everything up. So 5, 10. That's that. And then we have 5, 10.
That's sad, Zilla. That's sad.
Oh, that's rough.
Yeah, very, very sad. Alright. And then the average is... I think I know, but we'll do math anyway. Ah! Yep. Alright, and then if I slot these in where they belong... I will have our individual top 3 cases. And the order
I think this
of the
one ended up
cases
higher
average.
than I meant it to.
I want the combined score that each one of us had for the last turnabouts we did today.
Yep. 1 second. This one does outdo this one. And lastly, oh, there we go. Alrighty. We have the combined scores. So we're doing all the combined scores for everything. The average of, because chat hasn't seen it yet. The average of game 1, case 1. Oh no. Come back. Ah! Okay, there it is. Game 1, case 1.
This is on regular stream, Mars. This is not on the Discord stream.
Yes, sorry, this is on regular stream. I can't do it easily the other way.
Hello,
We had-
hi?
Hi?
Hey, Mars.
I got kicked!
Oh,
Ah.
weird. Well then,
Bizarre. I don't know
Yep.
what happened.
the first turnabout, we got an 11. The second turnabout, this is Turnabout Sisters, we got 17. Turnabout Samurai, we got 13. Turnabout Goodbyes, 24. Rise from the Ashes, 17. The Lost Turnabout, 12. Reunion and Turnabout, 14.
Is that Wellington?
The Lost Turnabout was Wellington. Reunion and Turnabout is Einy Miny,
Got it.
14. Turnabout Big Top,
Hey, amazing.
13. Farewell My Turnabout on Guard, 19. Turnabout Memories, that's the first
Who's
Dahlia,
The bad guy?
is 16. The Stolen Turnabout at Me, 19. Recipe for Turnabout Tigre, 12. Turnabout Beginnings, Terry Falls and Dahlia, 17. And Bridge to the Turnabout, 21. Mars's top cases were in first place, Turnabout Goodbyes, second place, Bridge to the Turnabout, and third place is Turnabout Beginnings. Dylan's top is Turnabout Goodbyes.
Turnabout Beginnings was what case?
The second one with Terry Falls and Dahlia.
Really?
Yes.
Wow, I'm surprised.
Dylan's top is Turnabout Goodbyes. His second is the Stolen Turnabout with At Me, which is also tied for second with Bridge to the Turnabout. And lastly, I have me, also Turnabout Goodbyes. Then, actually, Turnabout Memories, the first one with just Dahlia. And lastly, Bridge to the Turnabout is also tied for that with second. So it is unanimous, guys. We love Turnabout Goodbyes the best. Across the board. There you go.
It's very hard not to. They just did so well with that one. Bridge to the Turnabout came very close.
Yeah.
Okay, so wait, Ori, what was our least favorite? We don't have to do like a top 3, just like which one was at the lowest of the low for each of us. I'm so curious.
This one. Open note. We have... I'm gonna say Dylan's is the first turnabout with 10. I don't think he hits a number lower than 10. Yeah, that seems about right.
Which
Nothing
case
is
was
lower
it?
there. That's the very first case with Larry, and
Oh, okay.
Frank saw it. I also don't
Ah.
think I hit any lower than 11 on that same case. That looks like we're the worst. Yep, 11. Yep, so Dylan and I both least favorite is the very first case. Mars, yours I don't think is. Yeah, yours is Recipe for a Turnabout with 10.
Yeah, I thought so.
Yeah, Big Top, you actually have 12, so it's Recipe for a Turnabout. I mean, that's how it has worked out, Zilla, so it seems pretty good.
Seems to reflect the general consensus.
Alright, let me change to this 1 second. Just so that I can bring up our other game.
We play other games on stream? We're not just a rating screen?
No.
I know, right? Isn't it insane?
File. Recent. Saved? Recent. Okay, we can come back now. Hello, welcome back. We're in game now.
Don't forget to share your screen with us, Ori.
Oh, I do have to. I just have to get into the actual game. We gotta get into it. Oh, and I gotta turn the Larry music in the background off. Okay. I don't need this. Alright, look at this. We're back, baby. We're in it. We're in a whole thing.
Sherlock Holmes 2, baby.
Sherlock Holmes 2, baby. Alright, I should be sharing, correct?
Yep.
I don't know if I can just click continue and it does the right thing. But let's try it.
It ought to.
Oh,
right, we did end on testimony.
What we are at. So,
this is what we're at.
Do you remember her voice, Mars?
I think I do. I think I did like a customer service mixed with I'm so over it type of voice.
Yeah. Just don't go too high with it. Mike.
Yeah, that I remember being a problem. I think we'll be okay.
Alrighty. Let's go.
I swear to tell the whole truth as a professional flight attendant. Unfortunately for you, Mr. Edgeworth, I am certain you are the killer.
Oh, I forgot Edgeworth is duct taped in this.
The scene I saw in front of the elevator. It was you, standing there with fresh blood dripping off of the murder weapon.
I like this little animation of her playing with her, like, bow.
So, if you would please cooperate, we'll turn you over just as soon as we land. Now take your seat.
I can't get up. Look at him.
That's it. That's her evidence?
I don't think you could ask for a more perfect witness testimony. Wouldn't you agree, Mr. Edgeworth?
I would not. It's kind of vague.
Not really. It's hardly perfect when there's a huge, gaping hole in it.
You can't say that when he has this smile, Dylan! This is not allowed!
You can't say that when his hands are handcuffed.
Oh,
That's
no!
Edgeworth's face when he sees the gaping hole.
Duct tape! Oh, Dylan, you can't do this. This is not allowed.
I see your gaping hole.
Oh, shit. I have to press. We gotta do all this stuff.
The Dylan Show.
Yep.
That's right, Zilla.
It is the Dylan Show.
This is indeed the Dylan Show, where chaos
In
reigns
fact, I'd like to
supreme.
apologize on their behalf. Mars has a number of speaking lines, which this is not how the Dylan Show is supposed to go. I apologize.
Wow.
Or you gotta press stuff.
We really gotta press all this other fluff? Fine.
Well, maybe not that.
Too
but you were
late!
skipping everything.
Hold it. Tell me, what exactly puts the pro in professional flight attendant for you?
Well, it means we are very professional about how we take care of our passengers.
Of our prosengers!
No, but services like fetching papers and responding to calls are done with speed and accuracy.
I just realized that her shirt kind of like buttons over and then over. It's interesting.
Oh, that's an interesting design. I did not notice that.
Those are all just decorative flaps.
Mm. I hate that. I don't know why I hate that so much. Decorative flaps. Hate
Oh,
it. Hate
God.
it. Horrible. The worst.
I don't. That's not sexual. Don't. Oh God.
No, I just don't like how it
Too late.
sounds.
It's like moist. It just doesn't sound right.
You don't like
Yeah.
the word flaps.
No, it's specifically
I can
combined
assure you
with decorative
that
flaps.
My outfit is buttons, not decorative flaps, and I can also assure you that I give testimonies with the same level of professionalism. Just look at my perfectly buttoned attendance suit. But I'm sure you have already realized that by now, right?
Well, actually,
Oh,
no,
the
'cause
little
you're not.
eye twitch animation. That's
You're not
good.
in a
That's
court of
customer
law,
service.
so this is not a testimony. But it's a bit hard to appreciate your professionalism when I'm the one under suspicion.
Okay, I just want to look at the organizer a second. What do we have here? Travel wallet.
We
Picked up off
have
the
not
phone
your
elevator.
wallet.
It isn't his. Okay. Crime scene notes.
We have body.
Can you check it? Can you check the wallet?
No, it does not allow me to check the wallet. Hold on.
Damn it.
Yeah, there's not a check button
Can you use
here.
the wallet to write a check?
We can't
Body
check
found
the body.
at 6:15. Yeah, let's check the body.
Excuse me while I just walk back over to the body over
Yeah,
here, please. Thanks.
while fully duct taped. Okay, so this is actually looking like the murder weapon
Trip
here.
just waddles away.
He's got lots of money. A card, another card, and then this looks like a pug statue, a bulldog statue.
Is his
It's a
ID...
clock. It woofs on the hour.
I fucking hope not. But is his ID missing?
I don't know. I don't know what any of these are, and I don't know what was on this lanyard or not, so I can't tell.
I think that's important.
Sky Magazine. Details, meals, movies, and other services inside. Let's check more details here.
All-time show correspond to our departure time zone. Oh, that will be important.
Oh god, fucking Jesus Christ.
Should I take a picture of this?
No, we'll always have it, but just damn. Meals. Wait, so the body was found at 6:15 a.m., I think is what was said, right?
I believe so.
I'm just curious if anything corresponds. Yeah, 6:15 a.m. Does
6:15
anything
a.m.
correspond with that? That says 10. So
Drinks
if that's 10 a.m., that's midnight, right?
or movie? It's movie time.
It's either drinks or
No,
movie
this
time.
is 6 p.m., guys. What do you mean?
What do you mean? Why do you think?
Because this is obviously 10 a.m.
Oh, duh, I'm being.
Oh,
And then so 6 would
I thought
be
that was good.
here after
Okay, so
the
it was
last meal.
mealtime.
Which is nothing. Yeah.
So they just ate.
Okay.
right after mealtime.
He was poisoned.
Well, he has bludgeoned back of head brain issue.
That
It's
doesn't
so
mean you can't
easy
be
to bludgeon
poisoned.
someone who was poisoned.
Do you have
there a
numbers
number
on the
on the
back of
back?
your badge, Edgeworth? I don't know, but there's something there.
I mean, you could zoom in.
I don't know.
Computer enhance.
There's something there. Examine.
Examine.
A
Each
number.
prosecutor's badge is engraved with the number of its owner on the back. Numbers. It's as if we're not human on the inside like everyone else.
Oh, we don't get to
I
know your
don't
number,
think
Edgeworth.
That's what they're implying, Edgeworth.
Okay, discovered in the lounge. All right. Oh, profiles. Ah,
Yes, finally, we get to profile people.
Yes, it's Mikami.
victim was seated in first class, but don't know. Okay, I love how the gender question mark, but we use his as a pronoun.
That's a mistranslation. It should be they.
That's so
Or
funny.
there.
All right.
An I Fly airline.
Oh my god, attendant. Okay. All
I
right,
fly
that's
with
it.
my little sky.
With my little sky. Okay.
Something blue.
Let's continue.
And there you have it. My professional testimony is accurate and reliable.
Yeah, we'll press.
Okay.
Mars wanted everything pressed! I was skipping too much shit!
You skipped
No.
a lot of shit!
It was all this shit!
I wish we could skip Lotta's shit, but you certainly seem sure of yourself.
Oh.
Thank you. Of course. A professional flight attendant can't afford to make mistakes, after all.
Perhaps. But you must admit there are a few who can look at a murder with a clear mind.
We attendants all go through extensive training and are always calm and collected. They actually made us do a drill like this just last week. I looked at 5 dead bodies, didn't scream once.
Real dead bodies! They got them from the morgue for trading.
No, they kill him
Exactly,
fresh
they
just for
really
that.
wanted to make sure we were professional about it. We'll even calmly serve you coffee if you so wish as the plane makes a splashdown.
I fail to see how that would be the calm and rational thing to do in an emergency.
Does coffee not fix everything? Even until the bitter end, just like your coffee, we are there to serve the passengers.
A bow.
Bow.
They really get the bangs good.
They did good with the bangs.
That's an
here. Sometimes
extra
they
mile.
Struggle with that. That is the duty of all professional flight attendants. I swear to God, I read a book about this kind of character just last week.
You did.
Certainly are confident. Anyway, shall we return to your testimony?
All right, Ori, pick whatever you want to press. You don't have to do everything.
Too late! We're one away from doing all the ones I skipped.
Yes? What did you see in front of the elevator?
That's what I was just about to tell you, Mr. Edgeworth. Framed by the elevator doors and bathed in the light coming from within.
There you go, Mars. That's everything I skipped.
All right,
Pressed.
fine.
Do you believe me now?
Hey,
Mr.
we got
Krabs?
some flight attendant lore and Edgeworth being sarcastic. What's not to love?
The murder weapon dripping with blood? Really now?
I swear that was the grisly scene I saw before me.
Oh, okay. He was holding the wallet, which was dripping with blood, but obviously not the thing that bludgeoned the man to death.
Yeah, you're not killing anyone with a wallet.
Not by hitting them with it. Maybe you could shove it down their throat and make them choke, but not by hitting them with it.
Depends on how much you got in there, you know?
Gold bars in my wallet.
God damn.
Mr. Moneybags, one hit with my wallet and you're fucked. That's it, sir.
New Batman villain.
My mind
Mr.
went toward a
Moneybags.
totally different meme.
I don't even know.
I'll explain later.
When you're older, Ori.
Exactly. Thank goodness it wasn't a passenger who saw, or there'd be a widespread panic by now.
As I recall, you were quite panicked yourself at the time.
No comment. Excuse me?
That's kind of the comment. But you were scared enough to misread the situation and accuse me of murder.
Nonsense! Professional flight attendants cannot afford to be that flustered.
Then
Only a little flustered. Oh, shit.
I witnessed the murder scene, and now I'm listening to your defense, all with a smile.
Don't you dare ask to speak to
Apparently.
my manager.
You also lie with a smile on your face.
Oof, oof.
Hardcore line.
That being said, if you were to lie with me, there'd also be a smile on your face, so...
Ah! No! He's gay! Good woman!
I said were. But I am not the culprit. And yet, you would keep these restraints on me?
Mr. Edgeworth, please try to understand what kind of situation you're in right now.
Well, stepsister, what exactly is my situation?
You're kidding, right? I have the backing of the captain to keep you bound in this way. We are within our legal right to restrain anyone who might threaten our captain mid-flight. In essence, you're in the same situation as someone who has been arrested by the police. The Sky Police.
I fly police.
So am I to stay restrained until I can clear up all of her doubts? At least I'm close. Her mistake shines like the silver lining in a dark rain cloud. And I'm going to capture some of that light with evidence.
This face is too good.
The
All
artist
right.
had fun. Okay, do you think it's wallet to the weapon?
Yeah,
line?
it's I saw you holding the fresh murder weapon wallet.
Well, this must be your wallet.
Woo!
It's not my wallet.
Miss Tenero,
What is with the yelling all of a sudden? What, do you think we're in court?
Ah!
sorry, with these restraints I was bound to yell at some point.
Oh my god.
Force of habit. Well, it doesn't matter. Miss Tenero,
So
you
soft.
say you saw the murder weapon dripping with blood. Is that correct?
Y- Yes. All that blood. Drip, drip, drip.
Just like your sweat right now. Drip, drip, drip.
Just recalling that scene sends a chill down my spine.
Sorry, but your so-called professional flight attendant training has failed you.
Oh, the bop that kicked up though. Woo! Oh!
What?
I'm a little sad the hat didn't come off.
I wish it did. That would have been so fun.
I'd like to direct your attention to this.
Points somehow to my
gestures.
wallet with my bound
Using
hands.
my elbow to
Gestures with nose.
point my elbow.
Or, no, he picks it up with his teeth and he's just like, behold the evidence!
Do you know what this is?
Beautiful! It's a travel wallet, right? But it looks a little big and bulky.
The thing, sorry. The thing you saw me holding when I discovered the dead body in the elevator
Brilliant!
was this very travel wallet, Miss De Niro.
What? Impossible!
Well, I appreciate your level of impress, but I'm often putting things that are big and bulky in my mouth.
Ah, no,
Okay,
ruined!
now we can
Ruined!
I am the killer? That I killed him with a travel wallet?
Ruined!
But I no, but I saw blood dripping from the wallet. I know I did.
As you can see, this wallet is clearly stained. But
Oh my god, it's
if you'd be
wine.
so kind as to take a whiff.
Ah,
It's the red wine. Oh, okay, it had to be PG.
Well,
I think you'd agree
it is a
it's
team
only
game, so I guess we can't put wine in.
fermented grape juice.
Ah, there you go. Silly grape juice.
Then
The only way I could tell was by putting it in my mouth, just so happens. But it seems you mistook grape juice for blood.
Your face is so good.
The murder weapon dripping with blood does not, in fact, exist.
no.
Awfully fitting that someone who said that they couldn't afford to lose their cool
Right.
was flabbergasted over and over by a wallet. There. That should clear up that pesky accusation.
Hold it. Wait just a sec.
Damn.
That is. I mean, even a wallet could be deadly if it was wrapped around something heavy. You got any gold bricks in there? I demand that you show me what's inside. Please.
I assure you, Mr. Nero, I might be bricked up, but not like that.
Oh God.
She's trembling. And the tacked on please at the end. Sounds like I've got her.
That's very funny, Pastry.
There's no need to look inside. Even you can tell from its appearance that it's light.
Also, I can't open it with my mouth. I'm not that good. Zippers are kind of a two-handed thing.
I might be that good, but not going to.
Mouth, hands, use whatever. I can't be sure of anything until I see the contents of that wallet for myself.
She's a persistent one. I suppose we have no choice but to see what's inside.
This is how we unlock the check button.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Mr. Nero, if you would be so kind as to open the wallet and check its contents for me.
Okay, well, now it's covered in grape juice and spit.
He tried.
I tried to put his money where my mouth was, but I couldn't do it.
All right, I usually don't pry into passengers' belongings, but we have no choice here.
Well, actually, you're
He's
literally
so
the one
smug
insisting.
looking. Ooh, I just gotta. There's like a
We
name.
know that's a lie, though, don't we?
What? We know what's a
Edgeworth
lie.
has unzipped something with his mouth before.
Oh, KK! Oh. That's not what I wanted
Is
to
this
click. but
KK
okay.
Slider's wallet from
Yeah, it
Animal
is!
Crossing? Okay, I'm done. Grape juice stains cover the outer cover. True. It was I who dropped it in the juice.
The
However,
juice!
I didn't do it out of ill intentions.
What the juice? Alright, I want to click this. Oh, that's not what I wanted, but okay.
One sec. Republic of...
Argentina? Argentina?
That's what it says. Of course. Argentina!
Regina?
Regina?
Virginia. It seems that this passport is all that's in here.
I don't actually know if that's what it says, but it could be. Hungary?
As you saw, there is nothing but a passport inside. This renders your wallet was the murder weapon argument moot.
Moot is such
Which was a
good
desperate
word.
argument to begin with.
Wouldn't you agree?
Hold it! Please, hear me out, Mr. Edgeworth.
No?
Well, too bad you don't have a choice.
You're stuck there.
Well, the argument, no matter how bad or how good, will tie me over until you've finished, so what is it now?
Well, I was wondering, whose passport is it exactly?
Oh, it's Mr. Iron Paper, of course. How silly of me.
All of his paper is iron. All of his IDs are iron.
Named him that. Johnny such and such penis. He had such and such for a penis. It never failed to get a laugh.
Johnny such and such paper. Such and such for paper.
Oh, I need some tea after that one.
Oh, come on.
Can I take a look?
Why not? I'm rather curious myself.
Hicks.
Borginia!
Okay, we were all wrong. We were never gonna get it.
Hello, welcome to the Republic of Borginia.
Mr. Ackby Hicks.
Type
Hicks,
P.
Akbe.
What's a type P?
Hicks is the surname. Ackby is the given name, so it's Ackby Hicks.
I guess pass.
Yes, but what?
Your passport? I don't know.
Okay.
Akbe Hicks.
The only
Akbe
type I'm
Hicks.
familiar with is blood, and Type P blood does not exist.
His signature is crazy, and I'm trying really hard to see the Acme Hicks part of it, and I can't.
He must be a doctor,
He must be.
Yeah.
because he can't read.
I'm also
anything.
a doctor of law, but my signature isn't anywhere near as ostentatious.
Just as I thought. This travel wallet belonged to Mr. Acme Hicks, which makes it the victim's property.
Okay, updated. Beautiful.
Yay.
West Virginia.
You stole the victim's wallet,
Airplane mama.
didn't you?
How dare you?
You said it yourself. You claimed to be holding this wallet in your hands when I found you.
Ugh. Edward's just as angry as you, Dylan.
Perhaps I did misconstrue the wallet for the murder weapon. But it seems that I wasn't wrong about who the culprit is.
Woof.
Back to square one you go.
Well, we might have to end it here.
Literally in the same place we
Back
started.
where we started.
That's
10:30.
hysterical.
We got through one layer of testimony.
Testimony, and we're gonna end with testimony.
Indeed.
Nice. Well, I'm glad that you guys came here, not for Ace Attorney, but for the Turnabout tier list.
Indeed, yes.
Woo! We got to finish. You got to hear all
We
our
got
thoughts.
to finish it. I might make a spreadsheet eventually and put it in the Discord. So if you're looking for like our actual numbers, it'll definitely be in the video when the video comes out, but that's like a year away. We'll see if I do it
Yes.
before that though.
It will be a long time.
All right.
Yo,
Yeah.
guys, we have 836 subscribers on YouTube, and that's
Wait, that many?
literally you guys.
Yes.
836.
You
That's
guys
we
literally
hit
you
30s.
guys.
amazing.
That's
So
insane.
thank you guys so much. We are taking off, and it's literally only because of people like you who watch the stream. Thank you, Nicole. Thank you, Lakitu, Aragorn, Canadian Lucifer, Dichotomy, and Tay for being supporters of the channel.
Yes.
We are definitely
You
gonna.
know,
hit
if we
1,000.
can hit 1,000,
That's the
that'll
goal,
be
guys.
like a dream.
The goal is
That would be
1,000.
amazing.
Here we
Finally,
come.
when we hit 1,000, we will finally have the long-awaited social security number reveal.
No. Yes,
Definitely not.
my social security number is
But
1.
we might have Milano body pillows.
That I don't guarantee either. I guarantee none of this. But yes, thank you all for joining us. Thank you anybody in the VODs. Thank you anybody in the video. You'll never see this part in a video.
Real
But-
talk, I think we do have something special planned for when we hit 1,000. So no spoilers. Can't talk about it. It's super secret.
Oh, we would definitely have something special
No.
planned.
There's already something cooking.
That's for Streamiversary, Dylan. But
Oh, well,
hopefully we'll hit
We can't
1,000
wait
at
that long.
Streamiversary.
we'll hit 1,000 on the same day as Streamiversary.
That would be
Yes.
nuts. But
Guys,
thank
we
you
got
all
3 months to make this happen.
for coming out. We have much more investigations to get to. I'm excited to get back on it, fully in it next week. And
Yes. Oh,
otherwise,
it's gonna be so good.
have a lovely weekend, and we'll see you all then.
Yes. Enjoy. Hope the weather is
Good
nice
night,
for all
Sorry,
of you.
Diablo.
Have a great one. Sorry, Diablo.
Good night.
But we'll be
I'm
back.
not sorry.
Wow.
Good night, everyone.